Check two, check one. Did someone say something, man? We got volume? Huh? We're good? Okay. Let's go to Ken Flores, man. Hey, rest in peace. Ken Flores, Chicago, stand up, man. Shoot. Dude is a funny ass comedian, man. Upcoming comedian. Raza just killing the game. Even though he looked like a Buddha, fat miniature Samoan looking. Yeah, man, that dude was funny as hell, man. When he kicked it with us on this podcast, man, it was classic one, man. We had all the party favors, I'll tell you that, on his request. Yeah. All right. Casey, what time is it?
It's game.
Oh, shit.
Yo, it's game time.
Let's go, baby. Yes, sir. Welcome to Hood Stocks on a Thursday evening, early evening. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Yes, sir. Gonies in the building, I see you. Tapping in already. Love, respect. You know how we do this shit. We doing big numbers right now on Hood Stocks. Let's go. Riverside, I see you. It's a beautiful day today, man.
A hot one.
It was a hot one, man. I got outside with my shortest shorts on and walked my dog up and down my street, man. And I let him know this motherfucker got some nice legs. I really don't, bro. I got the skinniest legs in the fucking world, bro. I'm all big up top and skinny legs.
Penitentiary bill.
Yeah, penitentiary bill, but just by just DNA, bro. Genetics, you know what I mean? You know. Yes, sir. I see everybody tapping in right there. Love, respect, man. Let's let this play for a minute, man. Chop City on the beat. Let's go. Hit that likes. What up, King Frankie 47? My dog, what up? I see it. I feel it. I like it.
Same.
Bam, someone just gonna call right now, just like that. I guess it's a perfect time to introduce our guest, man. Our guest right here is what a Hood Stocks legendary guest, man. First time he got out. We'll talk about that in a minute. I want everybody to give a warm welcome back to Mr. Lonely James. I'm sorry.
I got 3 first names. It's all good.
Yeah, give it up for Lonely, man. Let's go, man. Shit. I mean, you're the only one that I say the actual first name, the hood name, and the last name. And I don't know why, bro. I just had a freaking weird ass,
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I've been called worse.
Yeah. Well, I called you your name, bro. I just didn't say it in the proper,
Yeah.
order, dog.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing amazing. Just at the end of a long day work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. That sounds like it's a good day.
Yeah. Blessed, free. I don't have to go to work. I get to go to work. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%. It is truly a privilege, man. It is truly a privilege, Mr. Brian Lonely James, everybody. I had to get that right.
Yeah.
Real shit. It's good to have you back. Good to see you.
This is I was telling Casey, this is home right here. I'm alum. This is I came in. I thought I made a right, but I made a left when I came through the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But good to be back home, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. For people that aren't familiar with your first episode, how long was that episode? A couple years ago?
It was my 34th day out.
Okay, your 34th day out.
Yeah.
And you are now out, 3 years out.
3 years. Last week was 3 years. Yeah.
Come on, baby. Man. Let's go, man. Sometimes people celebrate birthdays, and I think that is getting released after 29 years is almost as good as a birthday, huh?
It's a birthday every day. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's a birthday every day.
Every day.
Absolutely, man. Wow. So for people that aren't unfamiliar with you, I'd like you to give them an aerial view of like who you are, where you come from, you know what I mean, and what you kind of been through, and then we can take it from there. How about that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I like to say now that I became everything that I was raised to be. At 16, I was convicted of second-degree murder and assault with great bodily injury, and at 17, I was sentenced to 20 to life. Now, I was born in 1977 in the San Fernando Valley, so from that time all the way up to 16 years old, how does a kid become involved in the loss of a life crime? Gang banging in the streets. At the end of the day, I ended up living a life that I wasn't necessarily raised to live. My mother and father were drug addicts. They were heroin addicts. Addictions consumed my family tree, so I grew up with them, like a lot of people right here, the viewers, in addiction, a home in addiction. So wherever the drugs were at, wherever the dealer was at, that's where we migrated to, that's where we went. So always in the San Fernando Valley, but Pacoima, San Fernando, Sun Valley, Arleta, just all over the San Fernando Valley. Until finally, my father left forever. My mother went to prison and was just too consumed with her addiction, and I went into the foster care system. Luckily, I was there only for a short time. My grandmother, the love of my life, and my grandmother and my grandfather came and rescued me from there, and they adopted me at 9 years old. Now, at this point, I'm living in Northridge, California, in the suburbs. Outside, it looks like a good life. Like I'm going to a private school. But still, all the stuff that happened early, all the damage and stuff that happened to me earlier was still going on inside of my head. So while I lived in a nice neighborhood, I still felt like I belonged over there. So I would jump on the bus and go back, to the neighborhoods and just where I came up at a younger age. And that's where I found a home. That's where I found, all the things that we looking for as a kid: love, acceptance, belonging, all the shit that causes us to join a gang in the first place. So I went looking for that and I found it. And I joined a gang, just like everybody. My story is not unique only in that I didn't have to do it. That shows how strong the pull of the streets can be, is because I went chasing, and at the end of the day, I love the neighborhood, I love the homies, I love the feeling, I love the family atmosphere, everything about it. But they call it the fast life for a reason. And I went through all the process, that most people do: juvenile hall, camp, YA. And then it got serious really quick at 16. I went to a house party one night. I went with the homies. And inside that house party, this is a house party in the 90s, everybody's drinking, everybody's partying. And a conflict took place inside that house party. Like it happens in any club, anywhere. And in a split second, it took me 3 seconds, dog, to pull out a knife and to swing that knife and to stab this guy. 3-second decision. That's all it took for me to do that, because I'm already wired. I'm from the streets. In the streets, you got, 9 seconds pops to make a decision when you're confronted with something. So it was second nature. I pulled out, bang. But that's not who I was. I was just, these homies brought me in, accepted me. I would have done anything to keep that. I really wanted my mom and my dad to love me like that, but the homies loved me like that. So I committed the ultimate pledge of allegiance, and which happened to be a homicide at the age of 16. And
the kid died.
He was 18 years old. I was 16. After I swung that knife, I ran. I had 2 homies step in as well, and they also stabbed him a couple times.
Okay.
So he died later that night at the hospital.
So it solely wasn't the death wasn't solely like on you. It was.
Well, it was only because, during the trial and the autopsy and stuff, like, I became aware that I did inflict one of the fatal wounds.
Okay, and that's where I was getting at.
Yeah. Because they measure the knives, and it's real scientific with it. And, we knew what we had that night. And, so when I remember when the medic was testifying and talking about it too, she was talking about the different sizes, and she literally broke down, because they didn't really get any murder weapons, but she broke it down like to a T. Yeah.
Did that blow your mind that they're able to do that?
Yeah, it did. It did. That accurate for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are true professionals out there that can really, really nail it to the needle in the haystack, so to speak.
And this is 30 years ago. And during this time, we're in trial in the same courtroom, everything with the Menendez brothers.
Okay.
So, I don't know if that had anything to do with the attention and then, you know, that they put on that specific courtroom. It just so happened that we hit that courtroom. Yeah.
Which was not on your side in the sense of
it didn't help brothers. Only in that they had like bulletproof glass partition in between like the audience, and things like that do play into a jury's mind. But at the end of the day, you know, I was guilty, so it, you know, karma was coming, fate was coming, destiny, whatever you want to call it. I was going to jail forever.
It's heavy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that was for sure the path. Even now, like, there's nothing nobody could have said. There's nothing anybody could have said to me. I was gone, and I had to be sat down for a lot of years, for sure.
I want to say something before you continue. I want to give condolences to the victim's family. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to the kid.
Absolutely.
And this is unfortunate things that happen in these neighborhoods and these parties, you know what I mean? So parents, if you're listening, man, you got to keep your kids out of, even to this day, man. I was hearing about something that just happened in SGV, and it's actually the area that it happened in is a nice area, bro. It's like kind of like suburbs, you know?
Yeah.
And this can happen anywhere, but just to the family, condolences, sorry. I mean, that's all. I just want to acknowledge that.
No, absolutely. And while I don't say his name publicly, I say his name personally multiple times to myself throughout the day. He's a great, if not the ultimate reason of what drives me every single day.
Yeah.
You know, 100%.
And so you went all the way to trial with the jury?
We took it all the way to trial. I was in Central Juvenile Hall at the time. I spent about a year and some change in trial at Central Juvenile Hall. There was 90 of us, all of us in there fighting homicides. Everybody but 2 got life sentences.
Was it the HRO unit?
It was KL. It was Eminent and KL.
Yeah, yeah.
In Silmar, it was the HRO, but when you get tried as an adult like I did, they used to move you over to Central.
Yeah, yeah. Oranges.
The orange jumpsuit. That was huge because all my, you know, I'd been going to juvenile hall my whole life, and my grandma used to visit me, and the only thing that kept us, like, it'd be 6 months, 7 months, I'm getting out, and we'd always see the orange jumpsuits walking by, and she'd always say, at least you're not in the orange. Because we knew what the orange meant. So when I walked in on that first day on my arraignment in Central Juvenile Hall in that orange jumpsuit, and my sweet little grandma was sitting in that back of that courtroom, you just seen completely crushed because I'm in the orange jumpsuit now.
And at this point, are your parents at all involved in your court hearings? I mean, in the crowd at least? Are they still lost in the sauce?
Yeah, they were lost. Dad was gone. Dad, he tucked tail and ran really early. Mom was in her addiction, but she would manage to drag herself to court hearings and stuff like that, but she wasn't in good shape.
And so when you looked out at her, you were just mostly happy to see grandparents there.
Yeah, and you know, I took it really personally as a kid. You know, as kids, we don't understand what addiction is. All I know is, you know, when your mom and your dad are heroin addicts, they forget to feed you. They forget to give you water. They forget to come home sometimes. They'll leave you in the care of people who don't have good intentions. So I looked at it and I didn't understand, like, they're addicted to heroin and they're chasing this and it's not really about me. All I'm thinking is, damn, you must be some kind of piece of shit that your own mom and dad don't even care about you. So I always had that connection with my mom. When I saw her, it fueled the rage that I needed to take that life sentence on the chin and move into the penitentiary at 18 years old, because I was angry and I had that enough rage to where I was prepared and built for the moment.
I got a question. I don't know if I asked you this in the first or the second podcast, man, but were you born high?
I was. I introduced in vitro heroin. I spent the first 100 days of my life in UCLA Medical Center detoxing.
I don't think we ever talked about that.
We didn't. We didn't. You know.
Yeah. And I want to apologize about the beginning of the introduction, because I pride myself on being way more professional than that. I think it was just the board and the hiccups we were having in the beginning. Yeah. So my apologies on that, brother. But back to you being in UCLA. So you were born high. Born high. I mean, I detoxed heroin for the first time in my life for the first 100 days. Was your lawyer ever able to use that bit of information in your court hearing? So what we actually, the angle that we did use was, okay, so I got out of Silmar Juvenile Hall after serving 6 months or something on a Thursday.
I came back for this crime on a Monday morning.
Wow.
So I was out for a total of 4 days. Now, if you're in juvenile hall and you're fighting, you're acting up, they used to put you on a thing called Thorazine and all these like medications.
Yeah, try to lay the kid down.
Yeah, so they, I'd throw it in my cheek and I'd spit it out. And so when I got out, the angle I tried to use was I was detoxing off this medication they gave me. They didn't give me anything to go home with, but
You were, yeah.
I was done. It was, it was sealed. It was written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no, but I gotta just, for any kid that was born high, man, I mean, it really fucks up. Come on now, it's gotta fuck up your brain chemistry in regards to, growing into a young kid, at the age that you catching this case, I'm sure it has some, I mean, I'm no doctor or scientist, but I don't think it takes either one to say, bro.
Well, I mean,
that
once
it does affect your chemistry,
100%,
right?
yeah. And once we get to, the part of the conversation where I'm getting released, there was a law that allowed me to get released that changed, that dealt exactly with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go to your you take it to trial. Guilty. You're hearing the verdicts read to you, correct?
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Brian James guilty of the crime of second-degree murder. 22 words.
Yeah, 22 words.
I might have added one, but that's the I think verbatim.
Did you count those words? I mean, that's.
No, I heard them for years in my head after.
And then you knew it added up to about 22 words. That's interesting.
No, I did count them.
You did count them?
Yeah, I did finally count them one day because I wrote them down one day. I was like in the hole. I didn't have anything but a paper or something, a pen, and
yeah,
that's what happened.
I mean, it's a different type of dude that does something like that. You know what I mean? And it's just, I mean, it just speaks on your intelligence in a sense. You know what I mean? Or, a deeper sense of understanding. Like you read it, now I'm gonna count how many. Yeah, I mean, it's just different, bro.
Yeah.
It's different. But anyways, so you read it, and then what? How much time did they give you right then and there?
So we went to the sentencings like 2 weeks later. The judge gave me 20 to life.
Okay, what did your lawyer tell you before sentencing? Well, I'm gonna try to get you this. I mean, was there still some, optimistic,
Well, he said, I mean, we knew more or less the sentence was gonna be a life sentence. And what he explained to me was that a life sentence, after 8 years, you're eligible for parole.
Okay.
So it was 100%.
And had you believing something?
Yeah, even so, after trial, after we lost, he said for $30,000, I can turn this over and appeal. My grandparents, in a panic, their child just got sentenced to prison forever. They're terrified. They wrote him the check. This guy took it and left, never came back. We found out 3 years later that he got disbarred.
God.
Yeah.
Man, these motherfucking
I know.
Crooks. Bro.
Yeah. They got us. But like with the lawyers and at the time, I'm getting legal mail and stuff, but it's my first year in prison. My goal is to be alive at the end of the day. I'm not focused on no appeal or anything like that,
Yeah, you're just starting a life sentence. That's not in sight. I mean, you're smart enough to know that's not in sight, right? At this point.
Yeah, that's definitely not on the priority list.
Survival mode and learning what you need to know
Exactly.
to survive.
100%.
And this concrete jungle is what the path you started on, the journey you started on.
Yeah.
And so that's 29 years. 29 years?
And 2 months.
In 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know, and I'll tell you guys this. You guys can go back. This 2 years ago, this dude went in depth in regards to detail and everything. And if this interests you, go back and watch the first episode when he was out only 34 days. And it's such a trip because to see him now, from then is like 100% two different dudes.
How so?
Because you were just like, you were confident, bro, but you still had, and you were rough. You can, you're out the penitentiary.
Unpolished.
Bro. You're rough, confident, but you were, I don't want to say scared. I don't want to say like maybe a look of a deer in the headlights, which I see, it crossed my mind, but it wouldn't be a good analogy, bro. But you were, just come on now. Out after 29 years in prison.
Go straight to hood stocks.
Bro went in when he was 16 years old. How are you supposed to feel or be coming out from that? It's just like, man, and whatever comes to your mind, it was written all over him. Is the best way to say it.
Yeah.
You can tell, bro. There was million things going on in your head, different emotions, you know. I don't know, maybe you didn't know how to feel.
Well, I mean, technically the first 60 days out of prison after serving anything over 25 years, they call it the decompression stage. So I was in the decompression stage. Technically, I should have just been somewhere in a house, like slowly walking to the store and back.
And the intensity of the way he shared his journey, his story at after 29 years and only being 34 days out, bro, was like we were in a cell with him, bro. Like that's
on the book.
That's the intensity of the way he shared his story. When I was sitting right here, I'm like, damn, I feel like me and the homie right here is in a cell, and he's just, you know what I mean? We sharing our
a dope convo,
and those conversations are intense too, because you know when you share a story with a homie in a cell, you are very, very animated. You're very just like bah, bah, and then you know what I mean? And you could potentially you upset, you emotional, you this, you that, you everything. I mean, at least I am. I can speak for myself. That's the way I am, bro.
For sure.
29 years, and just to go over a little bit of it, 29 years, just to touch bases on it to give the audience a feel. As soon as you go in for the 29 years, you ain't thinking nothing but to survive in there, and it's game on, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I went to Wasco for reception. I was there for a couple months, and then they had just opened up Salinas Valley State Prison at the time. And I remember the counselor telling me, you know, you just got in, you have a gang-related murder, you're young, you have a life sentence. Likely they're gonna send you to Salinas Valley, but I'm gonna try to send you somewhere, not as, because it's gonna be a dangerous environment. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. 2 days later, I got the bag for Salinas Valley State Prison. I went there, and within the second month, one of the, like a defining moment for me in prison was, I seen a baseball game taking place, and this, they had the bats at the time, and this guy's playing baseball. He hits a base hit and he runs to first base. Somebody else picks up a bat and comes behind him and swings the bat as hard as they could. And they hit him in the base of the neck. And this dude just drops. When he drops, two other people get on him and they just start booking and putting holes in him. I don't know what happened. I was about 2 months in prison. The only reason I knew this happened because I was with my older homie Chino, who kind of tapped me and pointed in that direction like something was gonna happen. But
was it brown, black, or white?
It was homies on homies.
Okay.
And it's significant for me is because in that moment, I remember staring at it and saying to yourself, don't you fucking look away. You better keep staring at that. This is your life now. This is your life now. Keep watching it as they're doing it. Now, inside of me, Lux, I'm scared. I don't have no drugs, no dopamine. The homies aren't around me. I'm not Johnny Dangerous. I'm there by myself in my shorts and my t-shirt, and I forced myself. That shook my conscience right there.
Yeah.
But it was in that moment that, like, to have to do something like that, even that's the same as, like, you know, these little homies burying their homeboy. Like, to have to embrace a moment like that, it does something to you. It changes you. Yeah. And that was me embracing hopelessness. This is your life. Get used to seeing people killed on the yard and spending the rest of your life in here. That was it was a survival mode, but that was significant for me. That was a huge defining moment.
Yeah. But usually for other people, like, you know what I mean? And if you're in a situation like that on a yard and something like that's happening, and maybe it's a, you know, race, taking care of their own race type of thing. We'll say it like that, right? What you're supposed to do is just not look and keep on doing whatever you're doing. If you're playing cards, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, if you're playing handball, keep the game going, bro. Because you know what I mean? If everybody's looking one direction in the yard, you know what I mean? Then
everybody else is going to look the other direction.
You know, it's just you kind of burning the spot.
Which is usually what happens, because the fools are always doing, like, bouncing the basketball.
I've done that a million times, bro.
I'm not going to lie. Yeah, it's almost impossible not to.
It is impossible because you kind of want to, you know, you want to see it for yourself.
And because technically prison is boring. Like, when you hear these war stories and these stuffs that you hear in these different podcasts, they happen years apart. Like, it's not back to back. It's not like a song. You're hearing verses. Like, you might see something and you're just doing dead time. You're doing your time for months and months and months and months and months. And then boom, boom, boom. There's some, you know, maybe a 10-second skirmish, take them off, and months and months and years. And yeah, so it's not as exciting as it seems, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I hear it, man. And so sometimes when you do see that, it's kind of like it's kind of like a sport game, man. You got a front row seat to it. Why aren't you going to watch?
It's almost impossible. Like, you're in a boring place, and these guys are going to go at it. Yeah, it's almost,
Yeah, it's entertainment, man.
Yeah.
It's 100%. It's like some gladiator shit, man. Sometimes, even though sometimes it's not fair,
yeah, at all. Well, you're the gladiators because they used to open and let the lions and all that in. Like,
Yeah.
not some guy walking back for breakfast with his lunch and 5 homies just start attacking him on the way there.
Yeah. And then fucking Lucky rolls up and snatches the lunch up real quick.
You can eat those pretzels.
You can eat those fucking pretzels, bro.
Yeah.
Why do they fucking bro? It's got to be the worst fucking. Is pretzel considered a chip, bro?
They sure use it as a chip in CDCR.
Fuck,
Yeah,
man.
You get a pretzel every day of your life.
Nothing's worse than being locked up in prison and it's all you got is a bag of pretzels
And a mustard pack.
It's just really depressing. And I used to put the mustard pack in the pretzels.
No, yeah. I used to put
It's a baked
during
good, technically.
this shows how harsh life is sometimes deep into a lockdown, like the Thousand Island in the pretzels.
Yeah. You do whatever you got to do.
Yeah,
I mean, I
damn.
put sugar in fucking top ramen soups.
During
You
the
know?
hunger strike, I panicked one time. I put toothpaste inside toilet paper and ate it. Like my 6th day not eating. Woke up in a straight panic. Like I need to put something in my stomach.
That's right. You were part of the hunger strikes too.
Yeah. Woke up like, I had like a nightmare about food and just jumped up and that's the only thing that came to mind. Like I'm gonna make some gum or something. I didn't know what it was, but I took it down.
Toilet paper.
I rolled up some toilet paper a little. I squeezed some toothpaste inside toilet paper and literally ate it. But that was my 6th day with like any solid food at all. And I was straight panic.
I would have cheated my ass off in that hunger strike, bro.
They came through and searched. They came through and searched everybody's stuff and took all food, everything. Yeah.
That's miserable, bro. And so where man, I really feel like going down the story, but we're not gonna do it. You guys gotta rewind the track, man. Go to episode 1. But the hunger strikes, where were you at for the hunger strikes?
I was in SHU, 4B, 2 left, cell 53 for 8 years, same cell.
8 years in SHU.
Yeah, same cell.
I mean, why would they send an outstanding citizen inmate convict like inmate you know what I mean to the SHU for 8 years?
That was my question. No, I wasn't always a stand-up, but they had me validated as a gang associate. They had done a massive sweep. They started around 2004, 2007. They said their goal was to get 50% of the population telling on the other 50% of the population.
And it fucking worked.
It worked.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
they're
probably
50 yards now.
They're about 70-30 now, maybe even
70-30,
Yeah.
100%.
But it's also the highest number of murders in CDCR. I think it's up to, it's in the 70s now. Yeah, it's a big number.
I got a friend of mine, an old friend of mine. He's in Pelican Bay right now, and good dude, man. I was with him in the county jail back in the day, man. And we are road dogs, you know. But unfortunately he's serving life now in Pelican Bay. Been down for a chunk of time. I talk to him from time to time, but he telling me in Pelican Bay there's only 5 good buildings in the entire in the entire Pelican Bay State Prison. Only 5 good buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's. I mean,
So
all the shoes are shut down. It's a completely different.
Might be like 90-10 now.
Yeah.
You know, you said 70-30, right?
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
Times have surely changed 100%. You know, and it is what it is. You know, you know, I'm not promoting anyone to commit a crime and be in prison, but you know, I do promote people to just like, hey, if you signed up for this shit, you know, be solid, bro.
See it through.
You know, see it through. Yeah. Finish it the way you started it.
And that's a big part too of my story is you know, you don't necessarily have you can walk through the front gate and change honorably, you know, because a lot of times I see people that make those decisions aren't because they say, you know what, I think it's about time to better my life. I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
It's always, you know, because you got some politics or some debts or maybe something behind your back. So, and the parole board looked at for a while, they would say, how come you didn't go SNY? And I said, I never really had any reason to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that simple.
Yeah. Yeah, for somehow, some way you survived that ocean, man. You know,
Which-
you've kept your head above the water, and
Class of 95 too, man, not many did.
class of 95, that's when you went in?
Yeah, that's when I entered prison. That's when I got my CDC number.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got like a J8, J6?
K1.
I got a J94506.
Were you in YA?
No, I don't know, but I entered the system I was in county jail most of 95. Then I entered the system, I think it was like January.
I know I came right at the end of the J's. And it's a trip too, because the K's and those numbers used to last for like 3 years. Now they're on AH and
Yeah.
crazy.
And so the hunger strikes, let's get back to your 8 years in the Corcoran-SHU, man.
Yeah.
That really that's not even a word. That really tests who you think you are, who we think we are at a time, right?
Yeah,
and it turns you into like, yeah, I am him. I am that dude. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? Like some people aren't that person, and then they get broke real quick in the system. It could be before court, before sentencing. Yeah. It can be the county jail. It could be, you know what I mean? And then you realize, like, fuck, like none of us were made to be, you know, maybe at one point of who we were or who we became, right? None of us were born. We were all good. I mean, I believe we're all born innocent, good kids.
Yeah, you're made.
That had choices, right? And then, you know, ended up down a certain path and made bad choices and then became, but we had to, you had to fake it to make it at one point almost, you know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
Being down with the homies, like, oh shit, this is the first, like, I don't know if I'm good. Like my heart really ain't like liking it. You feel what I'm saying?
You have to learn how to do it.
Yeah. But anyways, I don't know why I'm doing all that, bro, or said all that, but I think it made a little bit of sense.
It was on.
Okay.
It was on track.
You're in Corcoran, bro. 8 years in Corcoran, stuck in a motherfucking closet, is gonna like, it can break a lot of people down, man.
I mean, it played with my insanity. You know, that for sure was the most difficult period of my entire life. Everything that that's why I say today that I'm fearless. I'm not scared of everything. I mean, I acknowledge danger, but I don't have any fear because everything I was scared of has already happened to me. And it happened to me when I was inside that Corcoran-SHU, which was my grandmother dying.
Okay.
On top of, you know, in the Corcoran-SHU, the saying was snitch, parole, or die. So, you know, I turned around and I looked at the cell and that's my coffin. I have a life sentence. I'm not going home. And if you're validated, you're not going home. You know, there were guys down the tier that had been there 32 years and I'm on year 8.
And how were those dudes in 32 years? Because obviously you were able to converse with them, correct? Some of them?
Yeah.
And how were those men in their 32nd year in that fucking coffin, bro? Come on. People, bro, like you, really we gotta let that breathe for a minute.
Never seen a CD, not even a CD. They were in there before CDs.
They were only saying CDs.
Nuts.
Thank you, Casey. Sorry about that, bro. Filming alley-oop, bro.
At least you paid attention. We know you
I was looking right at Brian when I said it too. Deep in his eyes.
I know it. I felt it. I think I went like that.
Put the camera on him. Show him the face you showed him, bro.
That's
nuts. Nuts.
That was my POV right there. Like. That was terrifying.
This fucking guy, man. He gets paid well just for moments like that right there.
Damn.
32 years in a fucking coffin, and I'm asking you, the question I'm asking you is how are these their minds, the conversation, the thought process through these doors, these cell doors, right?
Yeah.
You know, the line of communication through paper, you know what I mean? Shoot a line out, you know?
Sell your shower. You got to sell your shower to pass some books down the tier. You know, like you tell the CO, hey, they don't like showering. When you shower, they cuff you up and they walk you to the shower about 10 feet, put you in the shower, uncuff you. You get a 5-minute shower. They cuff you up, walk you back to your cell, uncuff you. If you got to pass books, which are big books, which you can't do in the Corcoran-SHU, you say, hey, can I trade my shower? And they'll pass the books.
There you go.
So things like that. How were they like unbelievably balanced and well put together after being tortured for 32 years and being put in an environment where there's no windows in a box, no human contact for 35 years. Like, that's why I never complained about my 8 years and my time in there because, you know, I followed the example. Study, keep your mind busy, get in a good routine, get in a good program. And that's the only way to keep your sanity, if you can. My sanity got played with. When grandma died, like, I had thoughts of suicide even. I went to dark places.
What year were you in already when grandma passed away?
I think I was in about year 17 in prison.
Wow.
And it was probably about my it was my 4th year in the Killakushcali.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so 17 years she was there the entire time.
Since the beginning. This is the only woman that I've ever had, the only person that's been consistent and loved me throughout my entire life. The only person, period.
What's her name?
Sheila Mary James. I have her name tattooed right here. Yeah.
Sheila Mary James.
And I love being able to say her name out loud.
Beautiful name.
Yeah, and it means everything to me to say her name out loud, because I remember when she passed away, sitting there in my box right there alone and thinking, like, I was just so pissed. I wanted the whole world just to stop for a minute and acknowledge, like, okay, she passed away today.
Yeah.
And you sometimes still feel that. So being able to say her name and you saying, I appreciate that, man, that means the world to me.
I want everybody to say it, man.
Oh, that would be dope.
Everybody say it in the chat. Sheila Mary James. Sheila Mary
Amen.
James. God bless that woman,
Thank
man.
you,
Rest
man.
easy, beautiful lady.
And somebody asked me the other day too, what do you want your legacy to be? I want my legacy to be, he became everything his grandmother raised him to be.
Finally. Yes.
That's it. Put that on my tombstone. That's what I want my legacy to be. That's my goal in life. That's my ambition in life. That's my mission in life.
Well, she gave you, the good thing about it, bro, with her and your grandparents is they gave you the foundation of what love really is.
Yes. The seeds sprouted later in life.
Yeah.
But they planted them. They sure planted them. There it goes. Look at that. It's amazing. Thank you guys, man. Love you guys for that. That's dope.
Absolutely. So you're 17 years in, about 4th, 5th year in Killakushcali, and you said at this point of losing your grandmother, is when you had suicide thoughts.
Yes.
Are you serious? You really mean that you really thought about killing yourself in there?
It was so intense, the feeling for me.
You wanted to die.
It was 11:36 on New Year's Eve. Ryan Seacrest was on the television with Nicki Minaj. I had my mat rolled up, sitting on the floor, and I was watching it. And the vents are right there and right there. And I already knew what to do. I'd been in prison for a long time. And I don't know if everybody else in prison, but I toyed with the idea. I'm dying in prison. I have nothing to look forward to. So, the thought crossed my mind, but it was really quick. It was going away. But this time I sat with it for a little while and I planned it. And I said, I got to do this really, really fast right now. And I was going to do it. But grandmother also raised me in the church religiously, so I knew God's thoughts on suicide and things like that. So I said a quick prayer.
Yeah, for strength.
And I said, I need to go be with Nana. Like, that's all in my mind. I said, I just got to go. Like, forgive me. Like, I tried to bargain, whatever it was. Like, let this be the last one. And when I finished that, there was no big magical moment or nothing like that. But I decided to put it off and kill myself in a day or two, to put it off. Those 2 days, I decided to stay and to live and to fight through this. There's no words to describe it. I wouldn't describe it. It was horrible. It was the most horrible situation of my life. But at the end of that, as I processed it, I would say about day 30, I decided to live, and I decided this is the moment I'm going to pivot and try to do something good, try to become somebody my grandmother could be proud of, as well as somebody the homies could respect and appreciate still.
Yeah.
And I found that. Yeah.
So that was a pivotal point in your time.
I split my life in half, before and after grandma. My entire life is, I look at it in 2 halves, just like that. That's the way I break it down.
Okay, that's interesting. Psychologists would have fun with that.
I got all kind of stuff from them.
Yeah, they would love that. It'd be a fucking field day. And so how far did the hunger strikes happen from then?
2 years, 2.5 years.
After your grandmother passes? Mm-hmm. Okay. And so you said that was a pivotal point in your life where you can easily split that up, of when you kind of separated from a certain part of yourself and you started having a different thought process. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yes, I knew to a degree I had to kill off lonely. And I do that through my writing and stuff like that, but I knew I had to tuck lonely away. I had to kill him off a little bit and try to find out who the hell Brian James was, because that's who Nana loved.
And how big of a monster was Lonely?
He was killing people as a teenager.
Yeah. How big? You can't get any bigger.
Yeah, he was a heroin addict by a teenager. He was heartless, dangerous. You know, he was a dangerous human being. Somebody that my entire life now is spent, you know, making amends for Lonely for what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you were using heroin as early as 16 years old?
No, the heroin came at 18.
At 18?
Yeah.
And that was already in the system?
That was in the system. That was, I also got stabbed in prison about 18 months in.
18 months in, why did you get stabbed in prison?
So there was a riot on the yard. It was a racial riot. And at the time, I worked in the kitchen in the morning crew. They would always pop my door at 4 in the morning. I was a junior cook. So we would, you know, all the kitchenware would get popped out. And the cops in the tower opened my door on a day that they were not supposed to open it. And we kind of anticipated this might happen because I'm white, I'm a Caucasian, but you know, I run with the homies, but the cops are not familiar with me yet. I'm young. So they said, check this out, man, this tower, it's a possibility
they'll pop your door.
That they're gonna pop your door. Slid me a bone crusher under the door and said, have this ready. Sure enough, dog, they popped it 2 days later. My cellie jumped up. I'm 18 months in, cold rookie, heart freaking pounding. He jumps up, gives me a hug. He's, I'm gonna roll with you. I said, I can't, dog. Like, you know, he was a dark homie too. As soon as they would have saw him, they would have slammed the door. So I walk into the rotunda. What I didn't know, we were going at it with the blacks at the time. What I didn't know was they saw me through the side window in the next pod. As soon as I turned the corner of the rotunda, they were on me. They were on top of me. I didn't even pull it out of my pocket.
Who was on top of you? The blacks?
The blacks, 3 of them.
And so they saw you from the side. What? I'm trying to understand that.
So I'm in A section, you have B section and C section. Now there's a little tiny box window between those sections. Me, I'm just looking for the rotunda to go out and go around the kitchen, but they're observant. These are veterans in the game. These are grown men. I'm 18.
Yeah.
So, and by that point, I hadn't mastered the sounds of prison. I mean, I got to a point where I could just hear a sound, know what cell it is. I know when the CO's coming in, what count time, just by reflections and shadows and sounds of tears. They were veterans in the game, so as soon as I walked around the corner, they already knew. They were on top of me. At the end, I'm handcuffed. I look, they're all handcuffed. We get sprayed, and I'm looking around, and I see knives on the floor, and I'm breathing heavy. And every time I breathe in, it hurts so bad. They handcuffed me. They put me in the ambulance. They hit me 27 times.
Can we see some of those scars?
I mean, I have holes. There's holes, but they're so old.
Yeah.
You know, they're all up and down my body, and they're covered with tattoos.
Yeah.
But, and for me, I'm lucky they were ice picks. They were 3 ice picks, or it could have killed me.
Yeah.
But, and
how quick did so you weren't able to pull out the bone crusher. The dudes were on you, and the way the homies thought that you might get your door open.
They foresaw it, yeah.
Then they also too thought the same thing.
Yeah, they foresaw it. I got armed, but I'm a rookie. I'm not really, and these are grown men. I didn't get it off. And I paid a price for it.
And so and this is kind of interesting, bro. And so in hindsight, years later, as you're a veteran, you look at that in hindsight, and you're like, I should have done this. What should have you should have done? Was it still you still a no-win situation?
Well, there was nothing. I mean, I was going into a war like untrained.
Yeah, but in hindsight, you think about it, man. Like we learn from mistakes.
You keep your hand on it. Okay. You don't put it in your pocket and walk with your laundry bag and in your bowl, like and all that stuff. You keep your hand on it at all times, especially in that kind of environment. But
just to give yourself a swinging chance.
If anything, yeah.
If anything,
yeah. But it was shortly after that I began using heroin.
Okay. And was that just to cope? I mean, it's kind of like culture in there a little bit, not a lot, but yeah. Hey, drugs do sometimes help the time, help numb the pain. Help.
As terrible as drugs were in my life, like they helped me through moments that I don't know if I could have gotten through on my own.
Come on now.
I know that's not always the greatest thing to say, but same with rage and anger. I got through moments only because I was high out of my mind, or I don't know what would have happened, or I was so angry and full of rage that I don't know even how I would have got through that.
If you don't mind me asking, how were you using it?
Oh, a needle, just like mom and dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like mom and dad. And it's a trip too, because, you know, getting stabbed, that rocked my whole like mental status big time. It really shakes you. Getting stabbed your first year in prison, witnessing a stabbing, it does something to you. And I'm in a really dangerous environment in a prison at the time where, you know, these things are kind of happening on a more frequent basis. But that's why I believe I turned to heroin at that point, to quiet the fears in my head, to deal with it. Because in front of the homies, like, oh man, it was nothing. What's up when you took that? Yeah, I took 27 holes, dog.
Yeah.
But inside, oh shit.
Yeah.
Bro, you're 18 years old. These dudes almost killed you in the rotunda right now. Like in my head, like, dude, where am I at? I got a life sentence. I'm in Salinas Valley State Prison. Bro, I was terrified, dog.
Let's go. Come on now, man. I'm telling you, man. They got to make a movie about this shit.
You said that 3 years ago.
And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Go ahead. Keep it going.
And I say that only because whether they'll admit it or not, you know, I'm the homie. This is what's going on inside of all of us. And if it's not, then you a bad mofo or you a robot, because that was crazy.
I've been, I don't want to use the word scared, maybe over-aware, hyper-vigilant, little nervousness in a lot of situations, bro.
That's the only reason you're alive.
Every single time, bro. I'm flight or fight, and it's most of the time 100% fight. You know what I mean?
Well, you don't, like, you can't survive 29 years in the worst prison yards in California by coincidence. It's not a coincidence. It's a whole lot of God and a lot of luck.
Let me tell you this, bro. There's my favorite nacho spot is in Lincoln Heights, so it's called Michoacan's, right? Fucking legendary nacho spot in Lincoln Heights on Broadway. Come on, and you motherfuckers know already. And when I got out, and this since I've been out, bro, I went with my girl and her best friend Hashmat to get nachos, and there's a gate. It's like an outside scenario, but it's got a gate around it, right? And so after I got done finishing my nachos, I went in the back, opened up the gate to the back parking lot, smoke a cigarette and shit, bro. This is my fight or flight shit right here, dog. Yeah. And two dudes come walking out, right? My girl and her friend Hashmat, they still right there eating their nachos. I'm smoking a cigarette. Two dudes, one dude comes forward to me like this, bro. The other dude flanks me, right? Oh, no. The other dude flanks me. And he goes, hey, what's up, homie? Where you from? You know what I mean? I said, I'm from Highland Park. You know what I mean? As soon as I said Highland Park, he pulled out a strap. You know what I mean? He pulled out the strap from his waist, bro. He's like 2 steps away from me, bro. You know what I mean? First thing I fucking did is I snatched him, bro. You know what I mean? I snatch him, bro, and I fucking bam, I pick him up like this, bro, and I bear hug the fuck out of him, dog, on every single one of my kids, dog. And the dude starts talking in my ear. He goes, "Hey, homie, what you doing? What you doing? Put me down, put me down." So he pulling out a strap, and I'm looking at his homeboy like this, but I'm talking to this dude, bro. I said, "What the fuck you pull out a strap for? What the fuck you? Hey, homie, I'm from where? We good, we cool." You know what I mean? I said, he goes, "Let me go, let me go." He goes, "Don't trip, fool. Just let me go, and everything's cool." You know what I mean? And I let him go, bro. You know what I mean? And then I just kind of like, you know, stuttered, like, you know what I mean? Because I had dropped my phone too. I had my phone, bro. You know what I mean? But that's my fight or flight right there. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna run, homie, and you too close to me, bro.
Yeah, there's no getting away. You're gonna catch him in the back.
You too close to me. I snatched him up, and by the grace of God, bro, thank you, Jesus, you know, he didn't react, bro. Or maybe he was a youngster, bro. He didn't expect that, bro. He praying, you know what I mean? He probably used to pulling out a strap and fools run. Homie, I'm from a different generation, bro. You know what I mean? You too close to me. I'm gonna snatch you up. But he could have easily, like, you know what I mean? He could have turned his wrist. The gun's in his hand. You know what I mean? And popped me. You know, but that's the risk that I took. But then so he goes, "Hey, homie, we good, but it's not, blah, blah, blah," you know? And I'm like, "Hey, homie, we put strap," and we had a conversation of that. Well, they leave, and then Hashman and come out, and I'm just there like, fuck, you know what I mean?
They didn't know none of that went down.
No, they did. Hashman's like, "Hey, what's up?" I said, "Hey, this, that." She goes, "Hey, I seen it. I thought you were giving him a hug. I thought you knew him." Swear to God, bro.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's the clinch.
Fight or flight, baby. Don't get too close to me with that bullshit, bro. You know what I mean?
I'll clinch you.
Yeah, I'll bug the fuck out real quick. Where were we at when we were talking about right now? Help me out real quick. Casey.
Well, he was saying that after you got stabbed that many times, you started using...
Yeah, I mean, that's where I developed the heroin addiction began right there. And that began like 18 and a half, 19. It was the first time that I used it on my own. Other than it given to me.
I think that's a common thing with a lot of individuals that start that journey, unfortunately, you know?
Yeah.
Numb the pain.
I mean, it's a popular drug in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, bam, let's get back to the, got stabbed all them fucking times,
So you were like 18 years in, or?
No, he was 18 years
no,
old.
No,
when
I'm
that
saying,
happened.
but when you're asking, before we went into the heroin thing.
Yeah, he was 17 years in, and then we a couple years after that, the hunger strikes start.
Yeah.
And we were talking about kind of like, you know what I mean, at that point, you kind of like, you're trying to kill the monster. Well, I said the monster, but you're trying to find out who Brian James was. You know who Lonely is.
Yeah.
So
and also a big thing
from the death of your grandmother, it started giving you this.
That shook me.
Yeah.
That shook me. And that, you know, it's a cold thing. For years after that, when everybody, because, you know, when you're in the SHU, you get a phone call for one reason. Somebody passed away. There's no other reason for you to get a phone call. So when people would get that phone call, they would go out there and you could see them when they walk back. Like, they're broken, they're hurt. They lost somebody, we don't know who it is. But from then on out, everybody would always get at him and be like, hey, get it Lonely. He's been through it. He'll help you through it.
Yeah.
So I became like the de facto homie counselor on the tier, which, you know, that was the fate that was handed to me, and I took it. So, but it always, you know, I had to revisit with grandma and all that. But I helped dudes that had been in prison for years, younger dudes, like whatever it is, write a poem, write a letter to their loved one for the memorial or something like that. But that kind of became my role for a little bit after that.
That's good, brother.
Yeah.
That's good. Me and you have a little, a small similarity in the sense of a death in prison changed our, redirected our journey, I'll say, you know, because last time I was down, my little sister, a year younger than me, Jessica, rest in peace, passed away, you know what I mean? And I cried like a baby on the yard when you're supposed to be, you know, you're supposed to be tough, you know, you're supposed to be lucky, bro, come on, look, you know what I mean, get it together, you know what I mean? But I just couldn't help it, bro, you know what I mean? And it sucked, bro, because I was in Arizona State Prison, I wasn't with the homies, you feel me? I wasn't, you know, under the roof of, you know what I mean? The comfort zone, you know, we in a, you know, and there's a small amount of homies right there. Anyways, shout out to those homies and shout out to the Arizona homies as well. But I cried like a baby, man. But from that point on, it was like, all right, got to do something different, man. You know, got to fix this, and that's what started me on my journey. So you talked about, back to you, brother. You know, sometimes I like to share my little shit too. Yeah. So the hunger strikes happened 2 years after your grandmother passes. And that right there changed the history of CDC. Well, now it's CDCR. You know, it changed the history because you guys came up, all races. You explain it, please, of what exactly happened with the hunger strikes.
Yeah, and well, I mean, you had the great Dolores Canales on your show too as well.
Yeah.
That was a great episode. I was just with her. They previewed the strike about the hunger strike a couple months ago.
Shout out to Dolores, man. I love her.
Well, she was the beacon of light for us during like a difficult time in our life. So right before the hunger strike happened, they created a thing called, and this was born in the Pelican Bay SHU. It was called an agreement to end hostilities. It was basically just outlining the years of, you know, violence and interracial conflict and just the stuff that's held us back in prison for years. And it was a memo that was written by all races across the board, all factions and cars, and it basically said, like, let's work to get some education. Let's try and get out of the SHU. Let's get contact with our family. Like, if you have a trouble with another race or something, deal with it diplomatically. And it was a new idea that was introduced, and people were immediately attached to it. The cops were always trying to say like it was an order given. Absolutely not. It was a great idea, and it says we're not going to have violence. We're gonna go on a hunger strike, and we did, and we had faith in it. And the people outside fought so hard for us. We saw it on Al Jazeera. We'd be on the news. We'd hear Dolores Canales having people going around the Corcoran SHU. I heard them banging drums with buses screaming for us. Wow. And this is like on day 17, starving with no food. So it kept us alive. And we went, I want to say 46 days total. 3-judge panel in the Northern District said, you know what, that's torture. You've been torturing these men for 30 plus years. And they put the mandate out. Everybody that had been in the SHU longer than 10 years, immediate release. We started going to committees every Friday. And you would see these dudes 35 years pushing his cart out to the general population yard. And I'm thinking, damn, I knew my turn was coming. And we made it out. And because of that, there's programming, there's groups, there's college. Like, that was all part of the deal. And people got to connect with their family. And it was a success. Yeah, it was a success. But it was historic. And they have a documentary called The Strike, it captures it really good.
Man, the ultimate sacrifice, man. Yourself.
Yeah, and the people in there I remember they're saying, when they're talking about doing, like, we're dead already. Like, we're already dead. There's really nothing to lose. And when I was going into it, I knew in months in advance it was coming. So I got myself into a place of a spiritual. I was going to try to make the most of the moment rather than just starve myself and be angry and rage in the system. Because I was dealing with grandma and stuff too. So I got into a really good space, and I probably went about 15 days. And then I finally ate a little bit of peanut butter on a slice of bread.
Yeah.
But just drinking water. After about the 4th day, you kind of settle in. But those first days, it's like you're having nightmares of food, and there's a lot of stuff going on.
Well, that shit it's biblical, bro. Like, fasting is biblical.
Yeah.
And they even say, man, fasting is great for your health, and it's a great way to get closer to God. So it makes sense about you being able to, get into like a spiritual zone. Yeah. And catch a wave, so to speak, right?
And because if you think I'm sitting in a box, there's really nothing there. There's no distraction. There's nothing. They cut our power, so I couldn't watch my TV. There's nothing inside my body. It's just quiet.
So CDC's reaction to that was to make you guys suffer even more by cutting power and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, they did all those things.
And was it a psychological thing to try to break you? Like, all right, you guys are going to do this. You ain't going to eat. You're going to make us look bad. But, you're going to put this press on us. Now we're going to make life harder on you.
I mean, they told me straight out because, after grandmother died, I told you I made that pivot. So I used to write appeals. I wanted to get a GED. That was one of her dreams for me. And I was fighting to get the books for a GED and an opportunity to take it. And finally, the captain comes to my door and he goes, look, man, I'm here to answer your appeal, your 602 grievance. Like, we're not here to rehabilitate you. We're here to break you psychologically, ideologically, and to get you to go to protective custody and be on our team. And he walked away.
Damn.
That was it. There was no rehabilitation. That the SHU was designed by design to break spirits and minds and hearts and souls. And it succeeded in that, right? A lot of people were lost on those tiers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Minds, bodies.
Shit.
Yeah.
And you were there to witness that. Can you share of how you saw individuals getting broke, or what you heard, the echoes and and those coffins down that corridor, I mean, what was the rhetoric on the theater? I mean, what was being said? Was there someone on the tier just saying, "Hey, we got this, day 5, we got this," like kind of rallying the troops,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that's what the mandatory workouts and things like that. They call them.
You still had a mandatory workout?
Oh yeah, absolutely, and we all did. We all did, and people, and not mandatory. People would think like, "Oh, you have to do it." No, it's by design to help you survive. Because there were guys in there, like, if you unplug their TV, you unplug them, they'll die right along with it. Because they're just stuck to it for Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, The Price is Right, Wendy Williams, Maury Povich.
Come on.
Different Strokes. Like, you just
Jerry
all day.
Springer.
Yeah, moving to Jerry Springer. Then Seinfeld comes on, Entertainment Tonight, TMZ.
Yeah.
Like
Friends.
Yeah, the Sister rerun. You know what I mean? On Bounce.
Come on,
but,
man.
Yeah, and there's people, that's all you would do. And imagine that over 5. And imagine decades of not being able to walk 10 feet without hitting something, not even having human contact with somebody. I tell the story of, you've seen the picture of the Corcoran shoe, the doors, the perforated doors.
With the holes in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My door has 748 holes in it. And I know that because when my grandmother died, it tortured me so much that I would be up at night and I would decide to count those holes because it would sidetrack me from that. I counted those holes hundreds of times.
Come on, man.
But that's a survival. Like, I could have been broken mentally by out doing that. So guys would be in their boxes doing whatever they did to survive. But me, as someone who runs off energy, you could feel when somebody's off.
Yeah.
Just by your handcuff and they're walking by to the shower. That's the only time you see him. Hey, what's up, homie? So much is said just in that moment.
Yeah.
At least for somebody me who's in tune with humanity and energy and stuff like that. So people were suffering. And I've always been kind of the guy, I guess, maybe that people felt comfortable with. So I'd be getting wheelers and kites, like kind of opening up. Hey, bro, this is my sister, my dog, or my mom. Yeah.
Damn, bro.
So it was nothing but suffering. That was the worst environment. There's no growth. You don't create new memories. Nothing happens. Every day's the same.
It's so amazing how the depth of who you are is so able to reach down and just like the 11:36, hour, the time. You knew what time it was. Like, there's another brother that's been on here too, and I want to give a big shout out to my boy Shooter from Paris Montavia,
yes.
man.
Yeah.
He's doing well, everybody, and I've sent him money since he's been down. Matter of fact, since I've been out for 10, 11 years, I haven't even, it doesn't matter what tax bracket I was in, even when I didn't have it, I still send it.
They always put our episodes I think I messaged with him, it might have been like 8 months ago or something, but they always put our he's like, you remind me of Shooter or something like that.
And
so,
shout out to his brother
great
JoJo
dude.
from Bowling, man. JoJo's one of my brothers, and that's how I got it. I met Shooter through JoJo. JoJo's my man from East Side Bowling, man. He's one of my he's like family to me, man. We county jail, we've been in the penitentiary, and now we hang out on the streets at birthday parties and shit. I love him, and shout out to his wife as well. And it's just it's not too many people can come out. I mean, there's a lot of brothers and homies that come out, man, and they're just so articulate, and they can just reach deep down inside and pull out just such a fucking a piece of a story, a piece of their life, and they can just paint such a picture that is just 4D, you know what I mean? Like it's really fucking amazing. Like, you're an amazing person, brother. Like
thank you,
you like the way you can just articulate and just paint the picture and just make us feel like we're right there is an absolute gift from God and your grandparents and everything else. I'm sure if Grandma was here, man, she'd be super proud of you, bro.
Oh, so you think they could see us? I often wonder that. Like, since I've been on this journey, man, like I wonder. And I know I ask my friends sometimes, do you think they have an energy? Do you think they know?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so, brother. I think so. And I hope so too. When my demise comes, I'm able to radiate some type of energy to my kids, when they're doing good or when they need a shoulder to lean on, maybe I can slam a door real quick, and let them know Pops is right here, and snap them out of their shit. But I do this. So when I pray for my sister. I pray for people that were close to me that passed away. I pray for my lady's grandfather, which was like her father, and I lived with him in the beginning when I got out, and he was such a great dude, man. He's a fucking asshole just like me. Yeah. It's probably why my girl's with me. He's just a fucking bro, too much, man. The dude, oh man, bro, I love him. And so I pray for people that have passed and let them know, and I talk to them through prayer, So I believe that they potentially can still hear or get that frequency or that vibration or whatever it might do to soothe their soul that is no longer here, or their spirit, Yeah. I hope so.
Me too.
Tickle my spirit when I pass, please. You know what I mean?
For real. Yeah.
Let me know that, I done good, or are you still thinking about me,
Yeah.
Just like human beings, there's privileged human beings and there's human beings that are suffering alive, And I'm sure there's still a pecking order when you pass on in regards to what you did while you were alive and on earth, and you know what I mean, how you impacted people, or how you took care of your kids, and them remembering you. Hopefully it's a reward that is generated through the universe,
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so, dog.
I mean, me too. I want that.
I mean, I think if people knew that was a real fact, they would be doing a lot more nicer things in life, maybe.
Yeah, and when you make that shift, doors start opening up. That's when I did make that shift, That's when that SB 260 law passed that basically dealt with juveniles and brain science and all the stuff we were talking about earlier. And it basically said if you were under the age of 18 when you committed your crime, you can actually go home now through the parole board. So now the door's cracked a little. There's a little bit of light, a little bit of hope, but I'm still in the shoe. Snitch, parole, or die.
Yeah.
And the hunger strike. So we got out from the hunger strike.
Yeah.
And
you said something. I don't mean to cut you off, brother, but you said something that you knew that you won when you started seeing dudes rolling their card out or something.
Yeah. So they ran what they called a special committee every Friday, where they just started running everybody to committee to see what yard, what prison they can go to, because you have enemy lists and certain places you can and can't go.
Classification and shit.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people a prison can have, occupancy and all that. So immediately, the guys that had been in there the longest were the ones getting released, obviously, which is only right. And I was watching these guys with their property. Pack up your property, you're going to the yard.
They're like pro dates, huh?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like going home.
Yes.
And it was so crazy. When you live in the SHU, you think of it like 35 years and everything you own right here in a laundry bag.
Yeah.
Because you're in a SHU, you don't really have anything. You got your little stack of books, your legal work,
Yeah.
your toothpaste, and you got to put it in bags and syrup packs and all that. Like
Teddy bear slippers.
yeah, it's a trip. It's a trip, man. And I'm just like, wow. And then from all that, you're a gang member. You're the worst of the worst. Until one day, you're going to the main line.
Yeah.
Washed it all away.
Pro date. It's like almost going home. Freedom.
Yeah. Sorry, we had you in a box for 30 years. And they would ask the question, can you cope out there? Can I cope? Like, you're the one that put me here. What do you mean, can I cope? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
know. I think I might need to stay in here a couple more years.
Yeah.
Stupid
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, can I cope? Like, yeah.
Put that mic towards you, Doug,
Yeah.
when I turn your mic on, you're good. Hey, you know what? I want to give a big shout out to my boy Looney right here,
Hey,
man.
what's going on, y'all?
Yeah.
Good stocks, man. Send your donations. Look out, man.
Straight to
Went
donations.
straight to the bread. That's my kind of guy.
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to say that when we were doing the hunger strikes, that was it was a pretty rapid response after the hunger strikes. That the validation points, that all the people that were locked in the SHU program, they popped out of there pretty rapidly after the hunger strikes were over. Actually, they started hitting the yards in Folsom right away. I was in there when that happened.
Oh, when everybody was getting kicked out?
Yeah, when we were doing the hunger strikes, it was like maybe like a month later.
Yeah.
They started bringing everybody down that had been validated in the Bay and Corcoran.
And remember, all the COs were like, it's going to be a bloodbath when they let him out. There wasn't a single act of violence. And we got write-ups for that. They called it a gang-related act, like disrupting the security of an institution. I was like, if a peaceful hunger strike with 0 acts of violence is gang-related act, then we are in a good place in America today. Yeah. For sure. You know what I mean? If that's the plan, if that's what gang members are doing today, like, sign me up, But yeah, that was just to counter what we did.
I'm still laughing about Looney going straight into donations, bro.
Yeah.
You need some cash flow, my boy?
Me? I'm so blessed, bro.
Okay.
I'm blessed, bro.
Okay, yeah. We can talk afterwards, bro. I mean, we can put some gas in that car. No, I'm just fucking with you, bro. I was like, bro, what's really on your mind, bro? We need to pay a bill, bro? Let me know, bro. We'll get that light bill paid, bro. You know what I mean? To always talk to me, my boy, real shit. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm looking we're a little far too deep into it, you know what I mean? But sometimes we say things of what's, potentially might be going on,
No, yeah.
in our immediate, real
He meant
time.
to say hit that like, hit that subscribe button. That's what he meant to say.
Yeah, there you
Hit
go.
that like,
Say it, Looney.
hit that
Comment,
subscribe.
like, subscribe. There it is.
Let me ask you a question. So what year again was the hunger strikes that it was happening? What year was it?
Was it 13?
It was the end of 2012 and going into 13. Yeah.
And initially there was like a short-term one in 11. It was kind of like a pilot program. Kind of.
Okay, so I was in Arizona Department of Corrections at that time, and so I got a what do you call it? Extradited.
Extradited.
I got extradited from LA County. I had a case in LA County Jail. Fuck, thank God my homeboy came in and took the case for me, bro. You know what I mean? And fucking cleared me to go to get extradited to Arizona. But so during that time I was in Arizona Department of Corrections. So my question is to both of you guys, did the hunger strikes bleed over to the yards too? Was it the entire state of California?
It was 30,000 people.
It was the entire state of California.
And Ireland and Germany, like we were watching on the news, it was on Al Jazeera, Telemundo, like people all over. All the general population yards, they opened the doors and nobody stepped out.
Oh, real shit.
The biggest hunger strike,
bro. I thought it was just California.
Jay Leno was on there with his wife. Danny Glover was a huge supporter. He was out there with a bullhorn yelling on the streets.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I mean, it was literally these men that I say 20, 30 years, like without a write-up, no disciplinary infraction, only just what you could do, what you could potentially do. You're an inmate of influence or something like that, but there was no actual crime ever committed. It was crazy, man. This, like I said, that strike's a great documentary. It captures it. It captures it really well.
And it's so amazing that how, for once, in a lifetime almost, you know, that all these Ramflas, these different cars, whites, blacks, Mexicans, I mean, homies, paisas, right? You know what I mean? Others, they are working in unison.
And everybody wanted to. Nobody wants to go to war and fight. Like a riot, people get shot and killed in a riot and stabbed and hurt. People don't want to do that. You don't want to go out in a yard and attack somebody. You do it for the same reason I did it. It's a pressure situation. You want to fit in. It's the homies. And if you don't, you're not going to get accepted. So you just got to push forward. But when the environment changes, everybody's like, damn, yeah, I'd rather go to college with this guy. It's so much easier and people are going home. So it caught on quick. It shifted the culture of prison a complete 180. And I saw that. There's a thing called carceral Darwinism where you come up through the system and you just see things change and change and change. And I seen the shift and I seen that crack, and I had been waiting for that for a long time. I never thought it would happen, but when I saw it, I went for it.
And I'm sure that was empowering the motivation to stay the course during the hunger strikes in regards to like, hey, we are doing this together. We are suffering together.
You always feel like strength, and to know people on the streets were doing it. And at the same time, I was still dealing with grandma. So there was a small portion of me that said, if you go out on this, like whatever, you'll be a martyr for the cause and you'll catch up with Nana.
How many people passed on that? Did anyone die from that?
Yeah, rest in peace to Billy Sell, Weddle from Riverside. Mm-hmm. Good friend of mine. Yeah, they found him dead. They came by for a wellness check, and they looked in and flashed the light, stand up, move. He didn't move, so they called the CERT team, the cell extraction team. They shielded up. They put on all their gear, racked the gate, ran in there, jumped on top of him, cuffed him up, shackled his legs, dragged him out. He was lifeless. He'd been dead for a while already. Because the homies would do wellness checks. We'd bang on the wall. How you doing over there? Every so often. Because some people were struggling and he wasn't answering the wellness checks. So when the COs did come by for count time, yeah, that's when we found out. Yeah, he was serving life without parole. I think he had been in prison about 18 years at that time. An amazing artist. That's what he was known for. Well, he did great portraits, but.
And what was his name again?
His name was Billy Sell.
Yeah.
Billy Sell.
You can see right here on the screen. It says, on July 22nd, 2013, an inmate, Billy Weddle Sell, died after requesting medical attention for 7 days leading up to his death.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rest in peace and condolences and respect and love to his family, homies, friends, acquaintances, everybody, man. Looney, where were you at during those hunger strikes?
During the hunger strikes, I was in Old Folsom at that time. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a level 3, level 2 yard.
Okay, and so you guys were obviously participating in the hunger strikes.
Yeah,
as well.
it took a little bit of politicking with the other races to get them on board with it at that time, because those edicts were being handed down to us from Pelican Bay through the law library. What he was talking about earlier when about the suggestions of how we are to conduct ourselves at that time, because of what we're going through with the state of California trying to get people out of the SHU program. They were in their ridiculous, indeterminate sentences for a tattoo or something, some article they found in your cell, and they would just slam these guys down, So accomplishing the hunger strikes, a little bit of politicking with the other groups on the yard. You know, they had a lot of questions about it to see if it was just something that we were doing or if it was something that it was everybody doing universally. You know, and we had to literally like show them articles from other races that were in the Bay that were in conjunction with what was going on.
Which was understandable because, you know, if you're going to starve yourself for a cause, you want to be familiar for the reason. So, like, you know, but everybody
educate.
Yeah, so like when you say politic, it was just going around like, hey, look, this is what we're trying to do, a nonviolent. It came from here. Look, they've had these guys. You kind of just educate them on the situation. And at no point was there any mandate where you have to not eat food. It was, hey, give it your best. It's for a good cause. Like, you know, some people, diabetes or underlying causes, you know, people are telling them, hey, don't starve yourself or don't even do it. So it wasn't.
I would have done like a kosher hunger strike. You know, I'm half Jew, bro. You know what I mean?
I used to do kosher. I did kosher meals for about a year.
What did they give you there, bro, for kosher meals?
They take the meat out and give you 2 peanut butters.
Fuck that kosher meal. I need that motherfucking ostrich meat, motherfuckers.
Hey, look, you do so much time sometimes that you'll just change up your diet out of nowhere for a couple years. You'll go kosher, you know what I'm saying, after doing decades.
That's what that was.
Well, I know there was a point in time that I've had several conversations about if you know, sometimes, you know, we trying to cheat the system or we trying to figure out how we can get more from the system. And so sometimes religious bases or sometimes if you're, you know, allergies, this, that, the other, you can get some type of special meal, you know? And so I think I've had several of those conversations. I've never put one foot in front of the other, man. But, you know, we're doing nothing but time. And there's so many different, you know. You know, I guess that's Anyways, let's do this. Let's pay some bills, baby. My boy Casey right here is going to spit these ads out. We're going to pay some bills. And we're going to get into the nitty gritty, some good shit with my boy Brian Lonely James. Sheesh. Let's go. Another banger, baby.
Let me just swing that camera over here. All right, guys, Shockaware. It's more than streetwear. It's a culture of lifestyle rooted in individuality and self-expression through clothes, all right? Shop now at shockaware.com and use code HoodStocks15. That's shockaware.com. Use code HoodStocks15, all right? Looking for some good quality cannabis? killer quality cannabis. Hit up the folks at Killakush. Let me tell you, they specialize in bringing you everything from OG to exotic. Let me tell you, they got it all, baby. All right, so hit them up at killakushcali@gmail.com or you can follow them on Instagram at killakush.losangeles, all right? And guess what? Drift Fits Apparel in the city of Whittier. You can hit them up there too, all right? You want to know where it's at? It's at 13800 Leffingwell Road, Whittier, California, all right? Killakush, man. Killakushcali@gmail. Hit them up. Killakush.losangeles all day. Lucky I have that unplugged.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, because it was flashing.
Okay, can you put it back on?
Yeah, it's on now. All right, let's see. What do we got right here? Check this out. Royalty Honey Packs. Here they are, Royalty Honey Packs for when you need to go from I'm tired to I'm him, all right? It's that simple. Just smack one of these, but this is the best deal of all, right? This is the best part of the deal. Let me tell you guys, all right? RoyalHoneyDeal.com, like I just mentioned, but let me tell you like this. Use code LUCKY for 25% off. I didn't tell you that. Use code LUCKY for 25% off, all right? RoyalHoneyDeal.com. Become the man you're supposed to be, all right? All right, we're calling all bakers and chefs. Upgrade your kitchen with Origin Bakery and restaurant equipment, ovens, mixers, and more at unbeatable prices. Visit them in the city of South Almani or call them at 626-579-3580, all right? Level up your culinary game now. Origin Bakery. Let's go. All right, caught up? You need backup? Call Doug Sherrod. Who? The King Kong lawyer of criminal defense, baby. He's beating cases and going ape shit in the courtroom, so you don't have to. All right? Tap into KingKongLawyer.com. Let me tell you again, KingKongLawyer.com, and lawyer up like a beast.
Hey, I want to give a shout out. Shout out to Wolfie. I see Wolfie in the chat. Shout out to Life Logic. I ain't seen you for a minute, my boy. Good to see you back. Shout out to everybody in the classic Hank. I see you, my dog. Everybody that's tapped in right now. I love you guys, man. Appreciate some of you guys I ain't seen for a cool minute. I'm glad you're back. Run them likes up, please. Casey, continue, sir.
All right, check it out, guys. Venice Kush, right? Your go-to cannabis shop at the Venice Beach Boardwalk. Find them at 1827 Oceanfront Walk, right next to Marathon Burger. All right, check this out. Look at this. Classic lemonade. See this? This is one of their products. We got another one right here. Look at this. Venice Kush. Pineapple Express, all right? It won't reveal what's inside because that's for you to find out, all right? Remember, like I said, 1827 Oceanfront Walk right next to the Marathon Burger, right? You could call them at 424-238-5476, or you could follow them at Venice Kush Shop on Instagram, okay? But check this out. If you mention Hood Stocks, you get a free gram of flour. It's that easy. Go to the beach, go to Venice Kush.
So what it is, guys, is I was talking to the owner of Venice Kush. We've been kind of saying that wrong, but they've been honoring it. They're like, bro, everybody's coming here and saying hood stocks and then bouncing out with their little freebie, you know? So what it is if you say hood stocks, you're going to get the gangster, we call it the gangster package, you know what I mean? So you buy something there and then you get the gangster package on top of that. So that's how it works at Venice Kush. But we've been saying their ad wrong, but they love us and they love the people that are going there. So they've been just honoring it. And so people are just going in there. They're not buying nothing, bro. They just bouncing out with their shit. And then they got a family. So they got their mom, their grandma, a couple kids. They started puberty early. They got a mustache. You know what I mean? And they've been juicing the system. But anyways, Casey, take it away, buddy.
Hey, that's great though. Hey guys, you guys are enjoying that, and we're happy to see that people are going in and visiting them. So that's great. But that's funny though. Shit. All right, so I'm going to change that ad. So with every purchase, you mentioned Hood Stocks, you will get a free gram of flour.
No, you get the gangster package.
Oh, the gangster package.
Yes, it comes on top of it, bro. You know what I mean? And it's dope, bro. Super dope.
The gangster package.
The gangster package.
Yeah, the gangster package, dog.
All right, let's move on. All right, it's officially a buyer's market, all right? Home prices are softer, and that means opportunity, okay? If you're a homeowner, now's the time to consolidate debt before your property value drops, okay? So if you're looking to buy, get pre-approved so you strike fast when the deal hits, all right? Andrew Quesada and his team at Prime Equity Mortgage work with 50 plus banks and have helped thousands of families in the Southland in the last 15 years, all right? So call 626-825-6565. All right, you can follow him on Instagram at andrewquezada.homeloans. That's ANDREWQUEZADA.homeloans on Instagram and TikTok. Okay.
Player Beats. I just asked Lonely right now about phone calls, and so he agreed we are going to take phone calls at the end of the podcast. Casey, continue, sir.
Let's go. All right, we're going to shout out Lux Tattoos. Hit him up for that fresh ink. That's at Lux_tattoos_ on Instagram, okay? Check this out. Cali Peptides, your trusted source for premium peptides, all right? Unlock your potential with high-quality peptides you could count on, all right? Visit CaliPeptideSource.com today and experience purity, potency, and performance you can trust, all right? So you could call or text them at 714-269-1900. All right? Tell them Hoodstock sent you, all right? Let's go. Okay, check this out. History is in the making, where Crazy Cat presents the first women's lowrider, vikla, and tattoo show. When is it? September 14th, 2025, all right? It's from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Ontario Convention Center in the Inland Empire, right? Lowriders, viklas, inks, and queens. Don't miss out on this first ever event celebrating the culture, style, and artistry of women in the scene. Women, hey, they're doing it all for the women. It's dope, man. Get your tickets now at streetqueenswithaz.com. That's streetqueenswithaz, okay?
Hey, Casey, can I add something?
Yeah.
And so I'll check it out like this, man. I want to say it like this. Bro, if you single and you want to mingle, bro, the baddest bitches in the baddest women, the baddest females in Southern California are at that show.
It took him 3 tries to get there.
I know, bro. I know. I'm just, hey, bro, pull the fuck up. I'm going to be there, bro.
Yeah, if you want to be anywhere on September 14th, let me tell you, it's going to be at the Ontario Convention Center at the first women's lowrider vikla tattoo show, all right? It's that simple. Get your tickets now, guys. Get your tickets now, okay? And guess what? You can check out all Hoodstocks merch at www.50racks.com. All right, let's get back to the show.
Let me do this. Lonely, give out your plugs too of what you got going on, bro. Hold on. Go ahead, put it back. Lonely.
Oh, Lonely.
No, Lonely, I'm sorry. Lonely.
Yeah.
Lonely, hold on. Yeah, let me get you right here. Let me turn your mic on real quick. All right, bro. Yeah, Lonely, let people know what you got going on and how they can support you, though.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah, you could support me by supporting everybody that is around me. That would be Chop Off Fitted, Mikey's Music. Check out Mikey's Music. Check out Chapa Fitted for baseball hats. And check out Lucky's site. Pretty soon I'll be releasing videos on how to tint windows in office buildings and everything else. Really quick show you to do clips on how to do things. And I'll be sending that to Lucky ASAP.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you.
Looking forward to how to do stuff. How did you learn to do so much stuff, sir?
Oh, my dad, man, he teaches me everything. My dad's the master, man. My dad brought me up in the union hall when I was young, you know, and just raised me in construction all these years, you know, so we just build homes, you know, do everything from the ground up, foundation, all the way to doing the roof, painting it, everything.
Man, yeah. Good stuff, brother. It's good to know those things. You can never lose on knowing able to, you know, use your hands, man.
Right.
In a constructive way, right?
Yep.
I love that. I mean, that's coming from a union electrician, baby. Journeyman electrician, baby.
Yeah.
Certified. State of California, baby. You know, licensed. Shit, I gotta, you know, don't play with it, dog.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Shit,
Hey, that's one of the
let me tip my hat on you motherfuckers real quick and then show you my motherfucking hair I got going on right here, bro.
And that's one of the things that I regretted not going straight into like a vocation, like a job where you, like a union job, rather than when I got out, I started like chasing money. Like a job here, a job there, a job here.
What jobs were you chasing? Let's talk about that. That's
well, I
interesting.
mean, I've been a construction worker. I've worked in treatment.
Tell me your experience on these first jobs you started taking after 29 years in prison. Like, cause there's, oh man, you got to put a lot of things to the side because you're at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
You're a grown man. You a gangster. You've been through unbelievable shit in your fucking life, bro, that this fucking little pipsqueak boss could never fucking touch, dog.
Yeah.
But you are under him. You are his. Do whatever the fuck I tell you to go do it. And you're in that position.
Yeah.
And a lot of homies, I know for a fucking fact, bro, they have not been able to cross over to that world because of that, bro. You gotta set a lot of shit aside, bro.
And I've worked with them. But I'm coming into it. I had all that stuff boiled out of me. I mean, 29 years.
You killed your eagle?
Yeah, I mean, I know I came out working with dogs. I worked at LA Canines. So I came out to a great community, great people, great boss. So in that regard, it worked out really good for me. And then I jumped into treatment. I worked at Tarzana Treatment Center for about a year and a half, which was great work. It's super fulfilling work. But it's heavy, man. Like, I'm the one, I worked in the front. I worked in the meeting. I'm the one that searched him. I would be the one like, hey, so-and-so. I'd call them and they come off the street. They'll set their bag down. I'd unzip it. What are you here for? They're in detox.
Yeah.
Homeless people. Like,
and you checking their shit like a maybe a CO or something.
And wanding them. Like, they used to clown me at work too when I would wander. They're like, okay, you doing that now? Like, it's funny. But, I mean, I'm looking for fentanyl and, you know, the drugs to keep the integrity, you know, people's sobriety. And there's people really trying to get clean.
You got a real job to do, bro. And you're upholding it to the best of your ability.
So I did that for a year and a half, and it just got too heavy for me. Like, that world, it has like a high burnout rate because you deal with a lot of pain and suffering. So I moved back into the dogs. And then now I'm moving back again into treatment.
Yeah. Okay. So to me, it sounds like that's a perfect transition for someone to come out from 29 years to work in a treatment center, because you're kind of like, you know, you're around familiar faces in a sense. You know, you're around, you know what it feels like. You're not foreign to, you know, addiction.
And it gives me a purpose. It gives me a reason, you know, I can connect with people, and it was the perfect job for me. It's the perfect job.
Perfect job, but I want you to speak on the part where you said it got too heavy for you, you know, and it burns people out, you said.
Well, I'm not someone that can everything's personal for me in my life. Everything is personal. It's hard for me to separate stuff because I begin using drugs because I feel things really deeply. I feel things intense. Like if I sit somebody down in front of me right here to search, go through their stuff, make sure they're not bringing any drugs or any weapons into, you know, the treatment or whatever. I have a conversation with them. What do you detox today? Fentanyl and this, and they're in bad shape. They're in this is the worst moment of their entire life. and they meet me, and I talk to them, and I walk them through that moment, and I search their bag, and I bring them to the nurse. These people are connecting with me forever because I'm the one that got them through that moment. I would see them, hey, Brian, 45 days clean. Brian, 22 days, motherfucker. Like, they would be, but it was dope, like going into work for stuff like
sick,
that.
Bro.
But
Yeah.
there were the ones that they go through the detox, and then a week later, you come into work in the morning, they're on the steps of the treatment center in precipitated withdrawal, covered in a blanket, seeing things, just saying stuff. You don't even recognize them anymore. So there's heartbreak. And it's hard I can't separate that stuff. I feel too deeply for people. I care too much about humanity. So
Empathy.
yeah, deep empathy because of what I've been through and what I've done and the victims and things that I've created in my life. So it was hard for me to separate that stuff. So I had to step outside it for a little while.
Okay, so you stepped outside of it and you went into
Back to dogs.
Back to dogs.
That's all, I came out here after all this time, I graduated, I got my certifications in addiction studies, which is what led me into treatment. But, outside of that, I've been in the 4 yards my whole life. I've been in the SHU, which is to say, like, I haven't had access to any life skills, any vocation, any programming. Anything I know is what I've been able to extract from books on my own and just process myself. So my greatest asset that I have in the world is my story.
Which is an amazing story.
And the lessons that people can learn from it. It's a cautionary tale. I hope parents listen because 3 seconds, boom, gone. Half of my teens, my 20s, my 30s, my 40s, and I'm still feeling the impact of it today. At this age, trying to grow and catch up and learn life like all at the same time, it's difficult. I'm loving it, but I don't recommend it. There's a lot of people that can't hang with this.
What are some of so you've been out for 3 years, and congratulations once again on that. What has been some of the biggest lessons that you've learned at this, late age in your life, due to 29 years in prison? I mean, what are some of the things that stick out to you that you really, remember on this 3-year journey of learning and maybe adapting,
There was a moment about 6 months ago, I suffered something that I would say probably is right after the death of my grandma. It follows closely behind that. It was what I call a betrayal, what I call a fracture, and like any family, like I've shared, my family it's been consumed by addiction. And when I came home, the demon of addiction began to wrap its tail around the throat of my family again, probably about my 6th month out.
Your family or you? Your family.
My family.
Okay. Have you personally had any, slip-ups?
No. There was a period where I was in pain from like my working out, and somebody introduced something to me called Kratom.
Yeah, I've heard about it, bro.
So they said I got Kratom. They said you just get them right here from the
smoke shop,
stuff like that. And I looked at it. It looked like a little GNC capsule or something like that. And this guy wasn't a drug addict, had his life together, so I tried it.
Yeah, a lot of dudes recommend that aren't drug addicts. Go ahead, speak on it.
So when I did it, took away my pain, and it kind of gave me like a little boost.
A little oomph in your step, huh?
What I didn't connect right away was this was my jam. Like this was in my field of my danger zone, but it didn't connect yet. So I said, man, that felt pretty good. The next day,
what does it do to you? I've always wanted to try
it. Kills pain. I highly recommend everybody not to do it. It's in the opioid family, kind of. It's like an extract. It's not DNA approved. It's sold at a smoke shop. So like
you can't piss dirty for it.
That I don't know.
Okay.
I was already out. So the next day I said, man, that felt pretty good. I'll do it again. And I had a great gym workout. This is about a year and a half ago. Why not? Third day, why not do it again? Why not again the 4th day?
Let's go.
Yeah,
now we talking, baby.
So the 5th day when
I need to call me on the 5th day,
yeah,
bro.
So the 5th day I wake up and there's something in my mind saying you need to go get some of that. And it was in that moment that I recognized it, like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because, I've been an addict my whole life.
You're wanting it.
I've struggled through it. And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, by about the second week, I was in trouble.
On the kratom.
On the kratom.
Damn.
I've never told this story before, but you know it's important. And I worked my way off it. By the third week, I don't know. I made it off. I lost a lot of sleep.
Speak to me on what's happening. What are you exactly turning into? What is the feeling? At first it was good. All right, I feel good. Got a little oomph in my stomach. We'll get a good workout. Are we still working out? I mean, are we now fucking got a cigarette hanging from our mouth?
Yeah, no, we didn't get that far. Not close. Because I immediately, somebody like me who's gone through the process recognizes things, and the reason I'm saying it is because that's how easy it is for it to slip. That I recognize in that moment from all the work and the voices in my head and the work that I've done telling me like you're in a spot and this needs to stop.
Yeah.
So I buckled down and I stopped. But
what was it feeling? Was it opioid? It was bringing you down.
It was in. I could only describe it in the heroin family.
Okay.
But it will also steal your motivation. Like I felt something. I knew I was in the wrong place. So luckily, I was able to turn the corner before that. But that was been my only brush, with anything. That was terrifying for me. That was a big eye-opening moment. That's a dangerous, slippery road, and it's
accessibility for that shit is crazy, bro.
Yeah, and you don't think like it's not.
Yeah.
So I mean, I highly warn against that.
Give a shout out to Casey. Give a shout out to this. Welcome to the Hood stockholders. What does that mean? She just yeah. That what's her name?
Laura Lejos. That's my wife.
Oh, that's your wife?
Yeah, that's my wife.
That's your wife, Daddy?
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to your wife.
Thank you.
I know your wife, bro.
Yeah,
we went to the
comedy club.
Comedy club. Put the mic back to you. Why do you keep on scooting away?
My bad, bro.
Yeah, we went to the comedy club. Shout out to your wife.
She's so wonderful, man. She just loved my life, bro.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, man.
She's
freaking
she's
cool.
A great mom, bro.
Super nice. You guys just had a baby too, man.
Yeah, all our kids are screaming happy, bro. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Shout out to the wifey and every blessings,
So
bro.
it says that kratom is a tropical tree. It's closely related to the coffee plant. Contains psychoactive compounds. Laborers use it like a stimulant to combat fatigue and improve productivity in Southeast Asia.
Hey. That's where you work that good labor, baby.
Yeah. At high doses, sedative and opiate-like effects, including relaxation, pain relief, and confusion.
They get, you know why they get them like that, bro? They get them like that because it's like, fuck it, dog. Fuck what they paying me. So what? It's fucking $2 an hour. You know what I mean? They just got them in the motherfucking kratom lock, bro. Yeah. Come get your kratom. You know what I mean? Get your ass back to work.
It will turn on you quick. It will turn on you quick.
And it turned on you quick. I
caught it before it did.
Yeah. Well,
thankfully.
Amen to that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever done mushrooms?
I haven't. I did when I was younger. I did.
You should microdose mushrooms, bro. It's amazing, brother. Bro.
You guys were doing that the first time that I was here on those 34 days. That's probably why I was like that. I was like, I didn't even know what it was. I think K9 goes, you want a microdose? I don't even know.
I used to do that a lot, bro, and it's just never good when I do that, dog. And somehow, some way, we navigated through. But a lot of times, people would ask my inner circle, hey, what's up with fucking Lucky? And they're like, yeah, that fool was on shrooms when he was interviewing you. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's just not good.
But
bro.
even now, I'm
sorry,
super
guys.
conscious of what I introduced into my body, what I'm putting in there. I'm probably in the best shape of my entire life right now.
That's
way
good.
better than I was throughout my entire youth at any time.
And that is because you're doing Muay Thai.
Yes, I joined Saxon Muay Thai in Van Nuys about 7-8 months ago. Another pivotal, defining moment in my life as well.
The art of martial arts is absolutely amazing.
Because
brother.
of what you have to do, what you have to commit. And this is an elite gym where these people they push you and they train hard at very high levels.
And there's dudes competing within your...
Oh, there's professional fighters. My coach, shout out to Keenan Lewis. He's fighting on the 30th. It's going to be his 16th professional fight.
Muay Thai is a badass fucking martial art, bro. Knees, elbows, kicks, you know what I mean? Make sure you swing that hip when you motherfucking, you know what I mean? And then bring it back, baby, you know what I mean? Like I did Muay Thai for a while. And it was just, and then my kids train with Vinny Familari, you know what I mean? Shout out bare knuckle, fucking badass fucking black belt Muay Thai dude. And my kids, bro, man, it is great to put your kids in martial arts, man. I'll tell you guys this right now. My kids will be all fucking just like, you know, just you taking them to Muay Thai class, you know, and they're just complaining and this, I'm tired, I don't want to do that. And then after their class, they are just re-energized. They are whole different kids, man.
Even people in the world of recovery. So for me, in that situation that I was talking about with addiction with my family, without, you know, airing out my dirty laundry, the situation occurred to where I no longer have the dogs that I trained in prison. My dogs are gone. My grandparents' ashes are gone. All my clothes are gone. My nephews are gone.
Wait, bring that back real quick. Bring that back. Start again of why you're saying what you're saying right now. Why are you saying that?
I'm saying that because when I came out, the thing is 29 years in prison and coming home to a family and everything is well. Everybody's healthy, everybody's whole. I'm coming home, we're happy. How quickly, if you open a door, addiction could come in and just rattle an entire family.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is 5 months ago, it came in and it rocked my family. I don't put any blame on anybody because I don't want to.
And what, your family, so you know.
All I have in my family really is my mother and my sister and my 3 nephews. That's all that's left inside the world.
Did it happen with one of your nephews?
No, they're young.
Okay,
yeah.
so it happened with. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
With you know my mother and my sister and the situation with myself that I explained. I'm not innocent in the situation, but and I blame addiction. So because of that, without getting into details, 5 months ago, my family moved away to another state, and I was left with what I was wearing.
Wait, your support group when you got out, your support system, your support people, your family had your back, and then all of a sudden, due to addiction, they made a decision to get out of the state, to get away from the addiction?
Yeah, and you know, when you're talking about family issues, as everybody knows, there's years and years of just built up things. So, I mean, we could sit here and talk for hours about different, like, hey, they did this and they did that. But at the end of the day, we broke in such a way, my family, because of addiction, that I don't have my nephews no more. I don't have my dogs.
Yeah, because you used to always do videos with your nephews.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if I'm ever going to see him again.
So without airing out too much dirty laundry and sharing details of this story, we'll respect it 100%. Now you don't have your support group, your family.
No.
So they left, and when you say that you were just left with a fucking, you know, T-shirt and this, that, whatever you said, was it because you were living with them?
I actually left the house because of the addiction that was in the house. It began to threaten me and everything that I was doing. I know a dangerous situation. And I always said, if addiction attacked my own family, I would leave because of what it will do to me, and I would become useless to the world.
Did you try to mediate the situation?
I did. I begged. I cried. I mean, it was life. It was, you know, when you grow up in it, you return back. You know, I was right back in the same place.
Yeah, and and at the same time, the love you have for your nephews, you don't want them going through that. So, you know what I mean, you're pleading with whomever, hey, stop.
Yeah.
Let's figure this out.
And I will say one of the big breaking points was we had a dispute over my grandparents, what they left for me.
Okay, so there's money involved.
As in, you know, all families, it seems like when somebody dies, well, that was it. Well, from what I understood, there was a portion left for me. If Brian ever comes home, these are my grandparents. I have their name. They raised me. They adopted me. And when I came home, apparently something had changed.
That money was gone.
It was gone. So
that creates a problem.
That creates a problem because this is what I was going to build my home and everything. And I'm saying this only because this is addiction. These are challenges. People need to understand. At this point, could I give up? I could give up and go back to what I know. Easy. Now, this is where the Muay Thai comes into play. I got into such a dark space right now because I lost everything, dog. I don't have nothing. I don't have any of my grandparents' picture. I wanted to make a little, like a necklace out of my grandmother's ashes or something. They're gone. I have no access to them.
And because they left.
They're gone. They're in another state. Everything.
And so how long ago did they leave?
About 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay, and so 4 or 5 months ago, you were butt naked on the streets.
I wasn't on the streets. I mean, I had a support group. I had my girlfriend.
Excuse my rhetoric, bro. But you know what I'm saying.
I mean, in so many words, yes.
Okay.
In so many words, everything that I had planned for, everything that, you know, my grandmother and everything we had talked about, my legacy, it had been erased.
So a lot of things changed 4 or 5 months ago for you, dramatically.
And that plunged me into a really, really dark space in my mind right there. A dark space where, you know, I remember sitting in the car telling myself, you know what, this is where this story is gonna end right now. Ain't nobody going nowhere. Nobody's moving to no state. This isn't, you know, I was telling myself a lot of different things. Point being, my mind state shifted. Now, the great part about it, all the work that I had done, I recognized it. So I'm at war with myself. What am I gonna do the night before they leave? Am I gonna go over there and, I don't know, destroy the house, test them, see if you're gonna call the cops on me? See if you wanna end this story right now? You think you're gonna take all my grandparents' stuff and everything and my legacy and everything? I was pissed and I was in a dark spot. I decided in that moment, this is where the work comes in. When you put in work, I'm gonna join Muay Thai. I've always wanted to go
martial art
to Saxon Academy. I had looked at it on a cell phone in prison during COVID.
Oh, let's go.
I used to show my cellie, check this out, bro. One day, this is like the best one that I've seen in the valley right here. Like, I want to go here. So it was in that moment that I says, I was feeling violent. I was back in a dangerous mind state. So I'm going to lean into the most violent sport that tests you and push you as hard as you can. It saved my life. It's my foundation now. Because of Muay Thai, I have to eat good, I have to sleep good, I have to exercise because I got to show up for my 6 a.m. class and my team, and I have to perform and be a good teammate. So in that respect, it's absolutely saved my life.
How much money, I'm sorry, bro, but I'm, you know what I mean? How much money, bro, were you supposed to get? Can you say? Was there a dollar amount?
It was close to 100,000. My grandfather created a great legacy. He worked for Universal Studios for 50 years.
Wow.
An amazing man, an amazing grandmother. But again, I don't attribute it to anyone or anything other than the demon of addiction.
So they burned that 100,000 that was supposed to go to you up through just fucking partying.
I'm not sure exactly what happened. You know, they fixed up the home and it wasn't all that. I mean, you know, they're not. You know.
How did that come? Because this is 4 or 5 months ago. How long did that news pop up, and then which became the struggle of like, hey, where the fuck's my money at type of shit, right?
Well,
like, when did you learn about that money that was left to you through?
So there was another side of the family also that was involved in the will. My grandparents had another son, and I got in contact with him, and it was
recently.
Around this time, and it was my understanding. It was a message that was given to me throughout all my life and visiting from, you know, mom and sis, that this side of the family are trying to take our money and our house, and you know they think you're just some gangbanger, so you know whatever, you know, forget that side of the family. They had really not been a part of my life for a lot of years anyway, so you know that's the information I had.
They were setting the stage in early days.
Yeah. So when I got out, I ran into my uncle in a Vons. I was walking through a Vons and I heard Brian, and I turned around. I said, Uncle, and he said, you're out. I said, and he was happy. I said, I thought you hated me. He said, I live about a mile away. You got a half hour? I said, yeah, I do. I went to his house. He pulled out a box of some legal work. Started laying out paperwork on the table. And I'm sitting here reading and looking at my name forged on a power of attorney, and everything that I own is transferred over here. My heart drops. So I go home, go to the kitchen table, call him. Fuck is that? No answer. And I left the house. The rest is history.
Wow, bro, I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
But when I did in the war that I went through in my head, and like, it was a lot. It was a lot, but
because that's life-changing money, bro. You wouldn't be struggling and going through certain things that you've gone through, bro, if that was honored.
Yeah. And I told myself this, and I'm telling myself, and I'm having conversations, and I'm playing out scenarios, and what if that. until I realized that like I'm gonna give myself an ulcer, like I'm about to die. Like I'm so stressed out and I'm getting myself worked up into all these things where I did the only thing that I knew how to do that my grandmother would tell me to do, and I just fell to my knees and I just prayed like I need to let this go because there's nothing good that's gonna happen in my life and this is gonna kill me right here. And I don't blame my mom, my sister, despite it all. I love them. It's the demon of addiction, and it attacked our house, and that's the reason why I'm saying it, is for people to be aware. You can't have such a platform like this to speak to the streets without. This is the spot to share something like that. As much as I don't want to, because it's still really raw and it's still really fresh. But once I did, I found forgiveness. There's no more anger in me no more. I can't, because I'm on a mission in life right now. So I can't, you know, I can't have that. I can't have that clutter in my life.
Well, bro, you just passed it on to me. Now I'm fucking pissed the fuck off, bro. Straight up, bro, because that's how I work, bro. I'll hold the grudge for you, bro. Don't, I mean, show me who these motherfuckers are. I'll see them. I'm not going to be like, hey, how you doing? You're right. Now, fuck you and fuck you. You know what I mean? Real shit. You got my boy fucking.
But look how it
I'm like that, bro.
One of my,
I hold grudges.
You know that rapper Millie's? He has that line that says, "Betrayal turned me into a savage."
Yeah, man.
He put a battery pack. I got a V12 engine in my chest right now, bro, and I'm just coming after life and everything.
Let's go, baby.
I went from the Muay Thai to the projects I'm working on. I want to take this as far and like just destroy all ceilings and go as far as I can with this.
How was it stepping into that gym after you would see it on Instagram?
Even now I get nervous. There's, you know, it's a trip. Like, you know, you think, oh, you've been in prison all these years and fighting and all that. I had no idea how to fight. You know, you walk onto that mat, you check your ego at the door, and you come in and you take your lessons and you learn. And if you pay attention, you become better. Like, you know, like Lucky was saying, the slightest turn of the hip, the kick comes harder. You know, keep your arms up. And I mean, and you know, you talk about transferable skills. What the stuff I'm learning in that gym on the mat makes me a better human being just in life in general. Because, you know, it's a team and it's coaches. You know, I'm part of the 6 a.m. team. And shout out to my 6 a.m. team. At the end of every class, our coach, Keenan Lewis, who is a professional, gives us a dope-ass motivational speech. And he's in fight mode. He's fighting on the 30th. So imagine the information we're receiving. You know, it gives you confidence and strength. And
I remember I got in the ring with one of my coaches when I was doing Muay Thai to spar.
Yeah.
You know, light sparring, they call it, you know. We'll pad it up. You know, I mean, Muay Thai, you got the shin guards. That
30% at the head, 70 on the body, or, you know, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was a super, so when I fight, or the fights that I've had have been, like, you don't know what's going to happen. It's not a sport, you know what I mean? It's like kill or be killed type of shit. Like, you don't know how far it's gonna go. You don't know if a knife's gonna come out. You don't know if a gun's gonna come out. You know if another dude's gonna pop up over here. So when I got in the gym with him, I was a flinchy fighter, bro. You know what I mean? You know, I noticed I was too flinchy, you know, and the dude was just calm in the pocket. That's exactly,
literally, because I trained this morning at 6, and my coach told me you're too, because you're waiting for the kick. Like we're conditioned.
Yeah.
Where the fight, boom, let's go right now.
Yeah.
Whereas just staying calm and breathe, because I'm right here waiting for the kick. I know it's coming, and right now, like, I'm draining energy just waiting for the kick and all that, to where he's just calm.
Yeah.
You just got to accept the fact you're going to get hit. You're going to get kicked. Get used to it and just try to combat it as best you can. But
it's crazy, huh, bro?
Yeah.
Because it's coming from dudes that have fought, but from just a whole different playing field, you know. And now,
and dudes that will destroy you, like,
and so I always look at it in hindsight of the first time I got in that ring with my coach and how flinchy I was, and I thought I was just like, in my head, I thought I was on point. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, he probably thinks I'm ready for anything, you know what I mean? Or, you know, sometimes we have this false narrative rolling in our head of why we're doing what we're doing, but it's not actually accurate, you know? It's not right. It's just from past trauma, you know? But if you get in the ring with a real fighter, that dude gonna be calm as a cucumber. He gonna be in the pocket, and he just gonna pick you fucking apart, dog.
Chopping at your legs.
If you're a little motherfucking flinchy ass fighter, you know what I mean? Get the fuck out of here with that shit, bro. You like, bro, you think you a seasoned vet, bro, but you get into a ring with a real fighter? No, you're no longer a seasoned vet.
That's why sometimes ever since I started training too, I always trip out on like those guys that like the buff ones that will yell at you in the morning. Bro, Grant, get your coffee and get in the gym and all that. And like, I be thinking, man, I know a guy that's half your weight that will switch kick you in the head and knock you over quick. I don't care how many weights you lifted, you know.
And I say that all the time on the podcast. You really, really, and I am very aware of that. You know what I mean? Like nowadays, this era that we live in, bro. You know what I mean? Oh man! Like there is a lot of dudes that you would never ever guess is a trained fighter. I want to share a story, a funny story today. So today I was getting a haircut. I'm not gonna say where I was getting a haircut. I shout out to my haircut right here, bro. See that shit right there, baby? See that shit right there, my dog? You know what I mean? Real hairline, right? Real fucked up hairline, I can know. Shout out to you for shaving your head finally, bro.
Head,
yeah, you, bro. I was like, bro, I was like, come on, homie. Like, I was praying to God, like, dog, like, you gotta let go of all 5 of those hairs.
I was hey, and that's the reason that I was tired of
you look like an old man on these fucking Instagram posts. Shave the head, homie. I promise you. Every time I see you, I yell at your Instagram posts.
You should have sent me a message. You didn't send me. I was tired of paying $50 haircut for like $15 worth of hair.
That's the funniest shit I ever heard,
so
bro.
I had to take it back to my. Luckily, I got a good shaped head, man. It ain't too bad.
Yeah, you got a nice, I mean, it's kind of like
a hard boiled egg.
Yeah,
I remember that's the first Spanish I learned. My stepdad used to call me cabeza de cebolla.
Yeah,
that's the first Spanish I ever learned right there.
You're good though, bro. You're looking good, brother. Lucky gonna grow a rat tail. Come on, K-Town, baby. So I wanted to share this story, man. So I'm at the barbershop. It's a new barbershop that I'm going to. Second time there. And they're kind of like appointments only, you know. It's a cool barbershop. It's not like the barbershops in my neighborhood. You know, shout out to my boy Gus. Shout out to New York Cuts. Shout out to the Porch Barbershop. These are my boys. These are my homies right here. And I go into these barbershops in my neighborhood, bro. To this day, I'll pull up and it'd be like yesterday. I you know what I mean? And we drink and we chop it up. And it's just like barbershop talk, like homies in there, bro. Yeah. This one's a little quiet. And so the dude's just, you know what I mean, cutting my hair and a little small talk and shit. Good dude, bro. You know what I mean? Bow Heights dude. And so his other barber pulls up. He's setting the shit up. And then his appointment comes in. The appointment walks in. We hear the door open. I look right. Everybody looks right because someone's walking in the door, right? Excuse me. And this dude's walking in with fucking biker shorts on. Biker shorts on, tennis shoes, low socks, and a T-shirt that doesn't cover a very short T-shirt that's at the waistline, bro. So the dude's got the biker shorts.
Like a crop top?
Not a crop top. I don't want to say. It's just it's a very like a super fitted shirt that's just not passing the waistline. So if you got biker shorts on,
he took his Muay Thai shorts off. I think that's where this is going.
I don't think it's Muay Thai, bro. You know what I mean? Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe it is. You know what I mean? But so the dude comes in like that, and we all look, and you know what I mean? It was a hot day, but if you looked, you know what I mean, it looked like it was a cold day. You know what I mean? For him, you know, he had his little elevator button showing right there, you know what I mean? Like an Audi belly button, you know what I mean? Imprint, you know what I mean? And it was just like, bro, like, why you do us like that? Like, you walk into a barber shop, this ain't a beauty salon. That'd be even more violation you walk in a beauty salon like that. But a barber shop, man, you busting a bunch of motherfucking proud men's eyes right now. Like, we hard workers. I'm a construction worker. You just walked in with that little motherfucking outfit on. And then he sits down. My barber says, "Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?" And the other barber sits up and, the other dude says, "What's up?" And then my barber said, "Hey, what's up?" And he goes, "What's good?" He said, "What's good?" And I was like, bro, like you can't come in and sit down and say what's good all hard and shit, you know what I mean, with them little biker shorts on. But I'm new to the barber shop, you know, so, you know, I keep my thoughts to my thoughts, you know what I mean? You know, and I'm just laughing in my head. And yeah, man. You know, and his barber goes, he goes, "Hey, what's up, man?" He tried to like break the ice because he was even uncomfortable, you know what I mean? He's like, "Did you just get done running?"
Explain why you're wearing those.
Yeah, but
give me something.
But if that dude would have walked into the Porsche barbershop or New York Cuts, bro, yeah, Bro, you're on the barbecue, instantly on the barbecue. You know what I mean?
You're on the grill.
Yeah, 100%. But let's get back into so I'm sorry to hear about, bro, what happened with all that money you could have had, bro. Like, wow, you could have had a house, you could have had a horse, you could have had a car. I mean, you could have had a lot of things from the blessings of your grandparents. Now, I wanted to ask you this question. So, you know, I mean, your grandparents, your grandma. When did your grandfather die? Pass. I'm sorry.
2018.
2018. And when did you get out?
22.
22. So from 2018 to 22, were they sending you money?
My grandmother took care of me.
No, okay, but when they both passed,
Yes,
and the will was,
they were taking care of me.
they were taking care of you. So
they
like
took care.
you had like a lot of money in the books, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I was well taken care of. Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
okay, so you saw and you didn't know that was coming from will money.
Well, I mean, a lot of it too that I think maybe, you know, because addiction came and went for years throughout my family. So, I mean, there was a period of time where, you know, I wasn't coming home and everybody in my family knew it.
Yeah.
You know, and that was always a, you know, I haven't thought about that in years, but I used to think about that in years. Like during visit, the switch of one single word, if or when you're going to come home, was so heavy at visit. Like I would always, someday if I come home, my grandma say, when, Brian?
Yeah.
For years.
She emphasized that. She put it in the universe.
Because I was already embraced. Like I got life. I knew what the deal was. I knew the name of the game. I knew the parole commissioner had told me at 19 that my parole officer had not even been born yet. So I was locked in knowing that, you know, this was my home. But so I would say, if I go home, and she always say, when?
Yes.
So
shout out to Sheila.
Mary James.
Mary James, man.
And so, you know, there was that. So, you know, there could have been a moment where, you know, you're in addiction and, you know, you're not coming home. Let's invest or whatever the case.
Is there anything that she requested from the vending machine when she would visit you? What do they got? They got that big something. The brand.
She would always get the cheesecake, but God bless my grandfather. He would always sit down and he'd go, Brian, I think I'm gonna have me a chimichanga. Yeah, my pop would always say that. He would come every visit, and he'd be funny. He'd always come with a watch. He'd be like, "You need a watch?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, Pop." Because he would always fix watches. He'd go like this. He'd set it down. He's like, "Look, your grandma's gonna move the popcorn. Okay, grab it right there." And he'd like slide it over to me like a visit all discreet. Like, Pop, it was cool with Pop.
That's dope, bro. That's
visits,
dope.
Yeah, visits were everything, man.
So recent time, man, you really had to pick yourself up through some hard times. You know what I mean? Emotional times. Muay Thai saved your shit. Thank God to Muay Thai. Once again, what's the name of that the place you go to?
Yeah, it's Saxon Academy.
Saxon Academy.
Yeah, they have an academy in Van Nuys, one in Simi Valley too.
Okay, and so also too, you got a car recently. You started driving.
I did.
Why did it take you so long, bro?
That was like the one. Okay, the first time I went to the DMV, I failed my written.
It's hard. The writtens are hard.
Yeah,
bro.
there was all these trick questions.
You got to really study.
Yeah, so
'cause there's like a lot of questions that can potentially be right.
Yeah,
Because I recently
like impossible
failed it.
situation.
I recently failed it too, bro.
Yeah.
I had to renew my license. They made me fucking do the test, bro. And I'm like, hey, I'll take it right now. You know what I mean? And I fucking, bro, I didn't pass it to the third time, and the third time was the last time that I was able to. I guess you got like, you know, anyways.
You had 3 times. Yeah, you had
You got
to pay
3 times, right?
Yeah.
I passed the third time. And I was even cheating, bro, on the download. You know what I mean? I was looking it up on my phone and shit, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I've been out for a long time. I take penitentiary chances, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cheating at the DMV, bro.
Cheating at the
I didn't give
DMV,
a
that's a
fuck,
death
bro.
sentence.
I didn't give a fuck, bro. They got a camera. There's people monitoring. She's like, sir, you got to put your phone away. And I said, oh, my bad. It was my kids, bitch. You know, real comfortable with life right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's hard. So you failed it first.
And then I don't know. That was like the last thing that, like a mental block in my head of getting on the road. I don't know why. I spent way too much on Uber for far too long. I just kept Ubering.
Yeah, and I seen you one time. Speaking of Ubering.
The last time I saw him, we had gone to a studio. We're
For Bozo Studio.
we were doing I was doing an intro on a song and you were doing an intro.
Yeah.
And so
So Bozo reached out to me and the homie right here, but we didn't know both of us were going to, I didn't know I was going to see him. He didn't know
I had
he
no
was gonna
idea you were coming.
Yeah. You know, Bozo reached out and said, hey, I got this new album coming out. Would you guys give like an intro? You know what I mean? I'm a you know, I got a cool podcast and this dude's got a crazy cool story, bro. So, you know, have these influential dudes come in and say something. And so
Yeah,
I pull up and I see you.
Well, I Ubered there and I got there like maybe a half hour early and I walked down the street and I was sitting on the curb and then you just see a car roll up and then it stops quick. And I think it was in Montebello, and I don't know where I'm at. So I'm like, dang. And then it backed up, and then you just see the window roll down. This fool, hop in, dog. It was crazy. Yeah, bro. Then we
That's how you treat your boys,
we
right?
kicked in front of the studio, like probably for like 45 minutes, just chilling, catching up. It was dope, man. That was really dope.
Yeah, for sure. And then, so you had been Ubering so long, you failed your shit. You finally obtain your driver's license, and you get a vehicle.
I got a Dodge Durango.
What year?
2006. So,
Oh, those are heavy on gas, huh?
everything's hit. My whole life, I work to pay for gas.
Yeah,
It's
You
crazy.
should have got yourself like something like a Honda Civic or something, bro.
Yeah, at some point. What about the plug-in cars? You're not with those?
Yeah, I'm with those
Tesla,
too.
baby.
Yeah?
All day.
Everybody has those stickers. I see them because I drive now for my work. Everybody says, I bought this before Elon went crazy.
Yeah, those lame.
Okay.
Do you have a Cash App, bro?
I don't have a Cash App. I just have just my Venmo and...
Okay, let's put your Venmo up, bro, to get you in a better whip, maybe. You know what I mean? That'd be dope. Yeah, maybe you can give it to Casey right here. You know what I mean? While we're talking.
my Venmo, whatever.
Yeah, let's play
This
some.
is actually the LIFER Venmo, but this is my Venmo.
Like
Yeah,
Looney said, all your donations, baby.
all the donations.
Start
right,
with
Looney?
that.
See, you were foretelling me.
Put them on. No. He's gonna just
No,
pass.
no,
Put
you're
the
good.
mic on you, bro.
No, the mic, yeah.
My dog Looney right there, man. He's a new member of the Hood Stocks camp.
Yeah, 100.
You know, and he's here in the studio now with us, man. We got K9 coming home soon.
Oh, man, that's dope.
K9's
Free K9, bro.
K9's gonna be sitting right there in the. You know, I'm gonna pull him in for certain things, but I'm gonna make sure. You know, I'm gonna take care of my boys right here. You know what I mean?
Hey, when I got out too, he blessed me too. He gave me like $300 that night.
He gave you $300
That same night. Yeah.
K9 a real dude,
No, he
bro.
is. And he's always been.
He's a
always,
super fuck up, bro, but he's just like a real dude. Like he's one of us, bro. Like K9, 100%.
good heart too.
I love him with all my motherfucking heart. You know what I mean? When he had problems, I said live at the studio. He was living here at the studio, bro. And then the studio turned into something that I never wanted it to be. So I kicked him out of the studio. I kicked K9 out of the studio. But when
That's what we talked about, I think, that time.
But when I came and kicked K9 out the studio, I didn't kick him to the streets. I said, hey, bro, you can't be here no more. You can come stay at my house now.
Yeah.
That's what I told him. And he was so pissed. He's like, fuck you, fool. I ain't fucking living with you. K9 was so mad. I said, why not, bro? I take care of you. I cook for you, everything, bro. You know what I mean? Just sleep on my sofa, bro. I got you, dog. You know what I mean? But you can't be right here no more because you're not doing right, bro. You're not doing right here. And then you're jeopardizing everything that I built, bro. You know what I mean? You can't be here, K9. You gotta go, dog. But I'm not gonna put you on the streets. You just come home with me, bro. I'm gonna bring you to my house, my family, bro. My family know him and they love him, bro. You know what I mean? He's a really good-hearted, good dude, bro.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
sure.
He's just good dudes, good-hearted dudes make bad mistakes sometimes, you know?
I would see him on Instagram too, like, oh no.
Did you? Oh, you pinned that. There you go, right there. The Venmo is up there right now. You know what I mean? And I believe that's gonna cover a couple areas in Lonely's life right now. One is a car. We got to get him a better car. The Dodge Durango is just gonna kill him, bro. It's killing him with gas. Let's run this Venmo up, bro. Let's
Venmo's
honestly,
LIFER
guys,
_ movie.
the only time I ever ask or I ever rally for donations is for homies like this bro right here, for homies that have, you know what I mean, come out from life sentences, for homies that really deserve it and really need it and are really going to use it for the right situation, you know. Let's get him out that Dodge Durango, man, and get him to something very economical, affordable, you know what I mean, where he's not fucking spending all his money on fucking gas, because you know how that is. That sucks, bro. That sucks 100%. And so you finally you obtain your license, you obtain the vehicle. How long ago did you get on the road?
I've been driving for about a year now.
A year now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, how has that felt? Because I feel like that once you get, I'll share my thought on it, and then you share your experience on it. You know, which is my experience. I'm sharing my experience right now. When it's the ultimate level of freedom.
That. It's still hard. Like, you know, you still have the moments. At any time of the night, I could just get up and drive and go somewhere. Anytime in the morning. Those are just one of the things when you spend your life in a box that you never, it never gets old. It never gets old. Like, I spent probably at least maybe 18, 19 years, not even going out past 5 o'clock because, you know, on those yards, it's count time and there's no night yard or anything like that.
Yeah.
So just to be able to drive and drive out, go to in and out, or to do whatever, like you said, it affords me a freedom and an ability to do. I would have had to Uber here. That would have cost a lot. The first time I came here, oh no, I came with your homeboy.
Which homeboy?
The one that I was in the transitional housing with. Dang, I'm blanking on his name.
Me too, dog.
One of the originals, the OGs.
Transitional house.
Dang,
One
I
of
can't
the
believe I'm blanking.
OGs.
Peps?
No.
He got out at the same time as me. He had done.
Was it Peps?
I think it was.
Yeah, the older.
Damn, bro. Good shit, Casey.
Yeah. Wow,
Damn.
good call.
Losing his hair, but not his motherfucking brain
I
cells.
picked up Peps before.
He graduated from East LA College,
Yes,
by the way.
Peps.
Yeah.
That's my OJ homie Peps,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah.
Great dude.
Yeah.
I came here with him.
Shout out to Peps, man. And once again, you guys do not get sidetracked from it could be $1, bro. Real shit.
So I said there's 500 people tapped in. Just donate $1.
Yeah, let's get them $500. Easy shit, right? Dude, $500 right now would be absolutely amazing and it'd be a huge win. And if we can monitor that Venmo, has anyone got that Venmo on the phone so we can monitor it and see what it's doing? Because if we do it good, I want to really, really just thank you guys, you know, for the blessings. And so you got on the road, man. I'll tell you this, dog. When I got out from since this chapter, I've been several chapters now. I was on the bus, bro. I was on the bus, you know, and that hurts, bro, because I got out at 37, so I'm 38. I was turning 38 when I got out, and so 38, 39, I'm on the bus, bro. Like, bro, I was pissed, bro. Yeah. I was pissed, and I would sit on that bus. And I got pictures. You can go to my beginning of my Instagram. It's still the same Instagram. And there's pictures of me like on the bus, bro. Like I would sit all the way in the back and I just shoot a picture of all the way down the aisle to the front of the bus. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'd be like, well, I guess this is where it starts, you know? Yeah. And then you see some little weak ass fools, you know what I mean, pulling up in some fly ass whips. And you're like, man, how this little bitch ass fool got a nice ass whip and I'm on the motherfucking bus, you know what I mean?
That's the hard part is when you're sitting like you're sitting at a table at dinner and everybody's got cars and 401ks and you're trying to squeak together some money for gas or but you have two choices. You can either I embrace it and I just turn it into energy and motivation. It just is what it is. It's where you're at in life. Just keep moving forward and you know the blessings are coming and have come.
When I got out, bro, I had somewhat of a relationship with my mom's, which has been a super huge, I'll call it a detriment in my life, bro, my relationship with my mother, you know what I mean? You know, mama issues for the real dog. Her husband used to say when they go on vacation, right, they're like, oh, hey, we're all going to Ensenada or something like that, right? And they would be like, hey, you know, when you get your your stuff together and stuff like that, man, you'll be able to go with us too, you know? And I don't know if he was telling me that to get me excited, bro, but it would get me pissed off. You know what I mean? You know? And I'd be like, man, well, in my head, I'd be like, man, well, fuck you motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And fuck your vacation too, bitch. You know what I mean? Hope that motherfucking Mexico water get your ass. You know what I mean? Everybody shitting out their ass, dog.
It's true.
Death to you, motherfucker. I felt like a motherfucking Iraqi terrorist, dog. You know what I mean?
Because he hit that hit.
Yeah, it bothered me, bro.
Yeah,
he goes, well, maybe when you get your stuff together, you can go on vacation with us too.
Trip on this. So one time we went to eat.
That's kind of cold, no?
Yeah, it's like do all your chores, basically, what he's fucking telling you.
One time we went to eat. I went to eat for somebody's birthday. There's 6 people. And at the end, everybody's like, okay, I'm going to pay. The guy says, I'm going to pay. Everybody just shoot me the Venmo. I literally, this is probably like a year and a half ago. I probably had like about $20 to my name. I don't even know if it covers my meal, right? And so the guy's really cool. He goes, he knows my situation. He goes, I got you, bro. And I was like, all right, cool. And he paid the Venmo right there. And I'm just going to give him my little 20. What I ordered was probably like $30. So I go outside and I go, here, bro, this is what I got. I appreciate it. And he goes, man, you just got out. You don't need that. And my ego is saying, no, take it. And he takes it and he goes, are you sure? And I go, yeah. And he takes it and he goes like
cold.
this. He walks away and he reaches and he hands it to his 5-year-old son. And they walk away.
Damn!
And I was watching and I was thinking,
fuck that dude. No, bro, you are.
I laughed too. I was like, I'm gonna get my 20 back from that little.
Beat that little.
But you know, it was a moment, bro. Those are the moments you face. Those are the humbling moments right there. Yeah.
Sometimes people don't understand or realize what the fuck they're saying and doing, man.
But what he did was it was a gesture of kindness because he said, let me pay you. Like, you don't need this. And I'm like, no, bro, I'm good. Like, I got money.
Should have not taken the 20, bro. Because if what he was saying was true and from the heart, bro, he would have never touched that 20, bro. Maybe he would have given you a 20 to put on top of that 20 to put in your pocket, homie.
Because you have a deeper level of understanding.
Bro, that's the way I am, bro.
Yeah,
Straight up. But you know what, bro? I got so many different homies and fools from my hood, from different hoods, bro, that are my people, bro, that reach out to me from the top to the bottom, bro. To this day, from feds, and I'm not trying to like stroke my ego or flex, but from the feds to the state penitentiary, bro. You know what I mean? I send money, bro, because I know how it is, dog. And I know, bro, I still feel empathy towards homies, bro. Man, I've so many times, first draw, second draw, third draw, you know what I mean? $20 is all I got, and I'll really be blessed to have $20 to spend, bro. You know what I mean? And I will stretch that shit out with just a bunch of butt naked soups and you know what I mean? And some, hey, I get my hygiene is always there, bro. And you know, we need a jar of coffee too. And I seen one of you motherfuckers put in there, yeah, Lucky was in the county always asking for a shot of coffee. I hated them motherfuckers, bro. But sometimes I was that motherfucker, bro. You know what I mean?
We've all been that person.
Hey, dog, can I get a shot of coffee? You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, that fool see me open up my motherfucking Star bag,
I was thinking in the morning, see, that was always the line. They'd come to the door, they knock. What's up? Can a broke ass say get a soup? That was always the line right there. You know, you smash it and slide it.
You're like, not today, and then you close your blinds. There's no blinds in there. You can't close the
blinds. To the drapes.
Yeah, your velvet drapes, fucking just like. Phew. And so you started driving, and how did it? You know, it felt amazing, huh?
Yes, amazing. And I got to pitch in, like I got to give people rides and be of service. That's what my life is about, like helping people and giving back. You know, somebody told me once, whatever you need in life, give it away to somebody else. So that's been a big part of my blueprint out here. But yeah, for sure, it's just another part of society. I'm participating in life. Like I'm integrating a little bit more.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And we got some big news going on right now, right? We got some big news. Now we're going to get to the good stuff, and then we'll get to the phone calls. Bro, you got a movie going on right now?
Sometimes I can't even believe that it's happening. It's crazy. Do you remember our first episode? I was talking about the trial or something. You go, bro, that's a movie. That's your movie.
Yeah.
Like we have the clip right here where you were doing it. We were looking at it earlier. So about 2 years ago, I get a DM on Instagram. And it's from a producer named Raul Perez. And he says, hey, what's up? You know, a really dope message. My name is Raul Perez. These are some of the things that I've done. When I was, some years ago, I adopted a dog. And this dog changed our life. And we adopted it from a prison program. Well, I was on Instagram and I saw your story and I realized that you were actually in the same program. And we got our dog from the same program that you were in.
Wait. Okay. So he was a recipient of the dogs in the program, in the prison program that you were getting.
That I was
because
involved in.
these dogs would get adopted.
So while I was in prison, after I got out of the SHU, I became involved in the Positive Change Dog Program. I was walking through Corcoran on the wall. It said Dog Rescue Program. I told you I'm already on a mission trying to, you know, show grandma that I could live right. So I signed my name up. 3 months later, I became part of the program. 7 rescue dogs walked onto the yard in Corcoran State Prison. They said, if this dog program can last on this prison yard, it will last anywhere in California because this is the most violent yard at the time.
Sheesh.
7 dogs walk onto the yard. I get assigned a short-haired German Shepherd named Flynn. He was on a kill list. He was going to get killed in a week. And he was about 6 months old. He couldn't even barely walk, had no life skills, much like me. Was completely lost, didn't know what to do in the world, completely broken. We paired up. And in this program, you get assignments. Like I have goals with the dogs. I have to train them, and the trainers would come on Wednesday and give you goals. Now, in the process of this, a lot of stuff goes on. I got paired up with a black dude from Northern California. They picked the exact, like somebody as far opposite from who you are, and they put you together with that person, and you're assigned to train the dog together. So that's one of like the secret sauce of it. I became Brian James through the eyes of this dog. In this dog program, I I kind of found out who Brian James was. I put Lonely away pretty good. I closed the door on him. He's still there, but I closed the door on him. In the process, this allowed me to go to a level 3 yard. And this is what helped me go home. Now, this guy that I'm telling you about, Raul Perez, had adopted a dog from that program. And he also said, I've done a couple of short films, and I looked at them. They were amazing films. He won awards from them. He said, I want to do a feature film about your life and your story. And it was unbelievable to me because this is something I've always wanted to do. My story's my greatest asset. So we met one day at Starbucks. I said, heck yeah, I'll meet you. We opened up the laptop that day and we started the first line of the script.
Wow, what was the first line? Do you remember?
I know it pans. It's a
scene.
Dude, it's so good.
It's
yeah,
a scene.
it's so good. It shows the kid looking through the crack of a door as his mom gets a bag of heroin from a guy and walks down the hallway, and he closes the door, takes care of his brother and sister. He pets the dog and he jumps out the window and rides his bike to his homeboys. And the journey begins. It's so deep. Now, for the last almost 2 years, we've literally not spent a minimum of 2, 3, 5, sometimes 6 hours every single day creating a script. This script has been in front of a lot of companies and production companies and people that you will know about, things where you watch your stuff and they look at it, say, you know, it's a newer producer. What is your budget? So we're building right now. We have cast members like Conejo's been a part of it. He's been great from the beginning. There's other names that are like highly recognizable that are signing on that we're working with. And the motion and what's going on with this is unbelievable. Now, this is what we need. If everybody goes to Seed and Spark, Seed and Spark is like a Kickstarter for filmmakers. This is what we're doing. And keep in mind, 3 years out of prison. This is our story. Addiction, broken homes, all the struggles, all the traumas that we go through. It's my story. While it's my story, it's the vehicle. It's our story. Now, if you go to Seed and Spark and you type in LIFER, what you will see is a video. It's called a Sizzler Reel. It's with myself. It's created by Raul Perez. We're breaking down what the movie was. I promise, if you watch it, if you go there, you're going to be moved by it. And if you scroll up, it's thorough. It shows our budget. It shows what we're going to do. It shows who's attached to it, how the movie was inspired. It has some background on Raul, background on myself. Our goal is this. We're trying to accumulate 44?
Well, now it's
15. Wait, hold on a second. Everybody give it up for Raul Perez.
Great
He is
Raul
in the building,
Perez.
baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Hey,
Hey, that's MVP right there.
nobody else in the world I will allow to tell my story other than this man. I put my full faith. This man behind the camera is amazing. He's super humble, so he won't tell you. That's why I got to say it. Powerful, bro. We've given these scripts to agents who will notoriously destroy and shed scripts that say that's garbage, that's crap, that came back and said, that's hitting on all levels, impacted. It's made its rounds. So I'll let like our Seed and Spark, what I was saying. Go to Seed and Spark right now and type in LIFER. That's where you start.
So you can see Seed and Spark right here.
That's it right there. See that video? That's.
Can you play that?
Can we
Casey?
play that? Play that for him, Casey. Watch this.
We got volume on that too, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we won't hear it.
Well, we start off with developing news this morning where police are investigating an incident that happened outside.
And I spoke with one man this morning who tells me his friend was stabbed outside of a house party.
Look, you're gonna see footage, everything. I went in at the age of 16. I was arrested and ultimately convicted of second-degree murder and assault with a great bodily injury. I was tried as an adult.
Is the defendant not guilty or guilty?
Guilty.
I received a 20 to life sentence. I didn't have a father, so the love, acceptance, and guidance that I was looking for, I had to turn to the streets for that.
What's
and
up?
from the gang, I found that love and acceptance and belonging that I'd been starving for my whole life.
I'll watch it after they can hear it.
So yeah, so there was nothing I would not have done to continue to maintain that.
It's just hard to comprehend.
Especially when the ones hurt the most are the children who are left behind.
Oh, yeah, the fuck. I jumped in the streets. I was hanging out with the wrong crowd. I was the wrong crowd. Went to a party. As we were leaving, I seen a huge fight, and I reached underneath the seat and I grabbed a knife.
911, what is the address to your emergency?
There's a pretty big fight that kind of broke out. I need to get some ambulance here. Like, there were people who
so basically, when my grandmother died, I remember thinking, man, she saw me as a gang member. She saw me in drug addiction, and I knew that something's got to change. I took part in the dog program, which was the most transformative 3 months of my entire life.
That's
I learned my story, the why behind the why.
You're gonna see the yard right
love,
here.
I didn't have acceptance. I wanted to belong to
skinny
something.
and thin
That
and
was like
shit,
the
bro.
perfect family.
Now you're all fucking.
That's why I
steaks
joined the
and
gang. I
fresh meat
didn't
and
know
potatoes.
another way.
Have you come a long way with him?
That's that dog.
Anybody gets
Is
a
that
little
Flynn?
love, they
No,
change.
no. That's another-
I did my
You'll see some
interview.
footage of me and Flynn.
I got into the dog program, and they came 2 months later. All the reasons I joined a gang, the love, the acceptance, the belonging, I got it all from this animal. Unconditional love. And every morning he's, what are we
That's
gonna
the
do
gym
today?
right there in Corcoran.
He filled me up. He lived inside of my cell with me. Our goal was to get them adopted. But first we had to get them CGC certified, which was Canine Good Citizen. I had the opportunity to pour myself into this dog.
You guys can hear that, right?
On my 25th year in prison, my mom and sister adopted my dog, and I was able to send that dog home to my family. It was life-changing. Healing dialogue in action. It's restorative justice.
That's cool. They got you their pictures and footage.
It takes
bro.
the
Super
mother of a
dope.
murder victim,
Like they were just.
and it
setting
takes the
stage
offender,
for
and it
bro,
sets them at a table together to open up a
for this
conversation.
performance.
That's a deep group right there.
These groups, when you step
What was that
inside of
group
them,
right there?
you will
Healing
not be the
dialogue
same
in
again.
action.
Wow.
Mothers and
I'm a
murder victims.
snapshot of change. I literally
I'm gonna call one.
discovered who I was as a man through the eyes of that rescue dog in that program.
Bang.
Damn, bro. I want to hear this man speak.
It's
Raul Perez. Speak on it, brother. Let's go.
Thanks for having me, and shout out to Michelle Fry for the donation on Venmo, and Robert Harold.
Thank you,
guys.
Michelle and Robert.
Yeah, how much money have they donated?
26 total.
26 total.
Amen.
Hey, check it out, bro. Thank you for the $26, but you guys step your motherfucking game up on this Venmo LIFER movie right now. Step that up, bro. Let's go. Raul, talk to us.
Yeah, basic. Thanks for having us, first of all.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian, I mean, lonely family, bro.
Yeah.
He's a hood, like he said, he a Hoodstocks alumni right here, bro. Real shit. Like, I think, dude, I want to say this real quick, Raul. I think his initial interview did like 100 plus 200K. Like he did crazy numbers for such a mom and pop type of podcast.
148.
148K, you know what I mean? It went wild, bro. You know what I mean? It went wild, and he went up against some of the greats that have been on this platform. To me, they're all great, but just sometimes, you know, it just the way it transpires through these through the community is on different levels, and he's 100% to an upper epsilon. Sorry, guy. I'm sorry for stuttering, brother. But yeah, 148, bro. He really. I think it really shone. It gave you a little bit of momentum on the podcast, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you've done quite a few things for me that have really kind of like projected me for sure.
And I love the power of the platform that we can do that.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
it's a
I went home that
collaboration.
night with like $700. Like,
did we? Yeah, we got you some money.
Then the clothing, the connections, you know, the friendship with you, meeting people. Like, yeah, you've 100%. You've been definitely a valuable, important part of my life since coming home. I text you every now and then too. I tell you, bro, I'm proud of you. Like,
you know what, bro? You know what? And I thank you for that. Dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there's only a couple people that do that. And I want to give. He gets a little shade sometimes too from some of the community right here. But I'm going to give Mohawk Matt a shout out too, because he's another a brother that reaches out from time to time. You know, nothing's greater. Like, to me, I like to create family. You know, I like to create great relationships because my best relationships have been outside of my family, like blood family. Right? It's unfortunate, man. You know, but my greatest relationships are people that don't share the same DNA as me, you know?
You know, speaking of him, he's the only person currently in my life that I knew before going to jail.
Yeah, no, I know that.
There's literally nobody else in my
world. You guys
world.
got a deep connection, so I wanted to give that brother a shout out. Yeah. I just want to give everybody a shout out that stays connected with me and just has I know people get caught up in life sometimes, but just has the respect level to just reach out when we do something great together, you know?
Or even if you see like, dang, the homie looks like he's having a moment, he might need a...
Yeah, that's important too, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you've done that, bro. And there's been several others that have done that. A lot haven't done that, and it's okay. You know what I mean? because maybe I'm not giving that to them in return. You know, maybe they, you know, but it's all love and it's all good. And I understand the streets is just one big dysfunctional family.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
like so I don't throw no blame to him. But we got Raul Perez right here, and I want to hear you talk about it, brother.
Yeah. Again, thanks for having me. But yeah, going back to Mohawk Matt, we did a pilot called In Connection a couple years ago. That's how I met Brian. So Brian came to set. Very cool, just taking everything, you know, how we were moving the cameras, all the equipment, offered to help out. And he was just really observing, you know, what was going on. And then eventually, you know, I just started following him on Instagram and vice versa. Then I started noticing the dog videos and the photos that he was posting, and looked familiar to me, the system. And so I just kept paying attention, and I'm like, all right, this is probably the same program that we fostered a pit bull Joey for, and it was. And so my family, we fostered a pit bull named Joey for this program. And then once the program was ready and greenlit to go into the prison system, they called and they said, you know, we're ready. So we handed Joey back over, and then we started getting some photos and some letters from the handlers. And
nice.
Yeah, and so you can just see the smiles on their face, and you can see that it looked like they were happy, you know, the handlers. And so that was that. And then years later, when I started getting more into film and television, I now going back to meeting Brian, I was like, hey, now let's talk, because there's a familiarity here. And so, you know, I hit him up on Instagram. We sat down, Starbucks. That was like 6 hours, 7 hours, and every
wow.
Yeah, and
an initial meeting, huh?
Yeah, it was. We went ready to work, you know. It was important. So he while he was telling me his story, we started writing, and that's how it was, you know. Every day through text messaging, emails, phone recordings, you know, keep telling me more. So, you know, but I mean, we're still kind of fine tuning, you know. Right now to us, it's polished. It's a polished 119-page script.
Wow.
But every day we're just maybe adding something or changing some things. But it's a process, man. And he's been in, you know, he's always included with the dialogue, the action scenes, the characters, everything. It's authentic from his perspective. You know, Hollywood likes to dramatize things and add stuff in, especially when it comes to prison stories.
And they've tried to.
Yeah, they've tried to already. We put this in some hands, and it's like, you know,
they wanted to redirect the script or what? Yeah,
they wanted to add unnecessary things that it's just kind of, it doesn't help the story, you know. And it's like, you know, it's so that's what we. So that's why you know, we want to keep it in house, you know. So that's why we have the Seed and Spark thing going. You know, right now if we get 15K, we can shoot this proof of concept, and that'll help us visually show these people that they can trust us with their money, right? And it's because otherwise they could come in. I think the name F. Gary Gray, director from Strata Compton, someone came to me and was like, hey, we have a connection with this guy. He's done some great things. This type of story would, you know, would be good in his hands. And it's like, yeah, but then they might
that's the dude that did the Menace to Society or
Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know that name.
Yeah, and you know, great director. It just feels, you know, when there's a personal connection to the story on both sides. It's like, and we crafted this for over a year and a half, and it's like getting it into someone else's hands can just turn it completely in a whole different direction, and we don't want that, you know. So the reason for the proof of concept is to showcase our ability as a team that we can do this ourselves. We don't need to take it to a studio. So you know, and
you need investors.
We need investors. We need preferably private investors because you know they kind of stay out of the creativity.
Yeah, so I think I can have some. I can get some investors your way, bro. Like,
okay, we're at $22,066 already. We have 15K. If we have 15K, imagine this. This story literally will be told like by the people.
Is that what you have donated so far?
22,000. This is from the people. This is from Instagram and people believing in it.
Wow.
So imagine this film debuts, and our idea too is to be a part of it. We want actors on the set or like homies that have rehabilitated their life, that got their shit together, that got their stuff together. The dogs on set, because are gonna be rescue dogs.
Let me play a bum, bro. You need a bum in the movie, bro? I'll play a bum, bro. Let me play something. Let me get a little FaceTime. I ain't gotta give you words. Let me get a little bop.
You can be the pastor.
I'll be the pastor. Can I get an amen? Amen. I used to have the guys, you know, on that. Anyways, yeah, that's dope, brother. That's dope. So you guys have already generated X amount of dollar amount for this.
And there's momentum. And when you go on there, there's incentives. So we have incentives where if you put in $75, you could be in an extra in it. If you put $350, it's bring your dog to set day. If you put, you know, we have one where there's $1,500, you could spend all 3 days with us. You will get your own monitor, you'll get to be behind the camera, you'll get the full executive producer experience. So we have incentives. So if you put in money, like you're coming on board. We're not just saying, hey, give us your money.
So am I gonna get a part, bro?
If the money's right. Yeah. Hey, I learned from you, dog. He's the one that came straight.
Damn,
that's a good business.
Of course you can, bro. But I guess what I'm saying is this.
No wonder his fucking family kept that 100K,
Too soon. Oh.
See the way he is, bro?
Yes, the way he is.
Cold, dog. Now I don't feel bad for him. Now when I see him, I'm gonna hug him, bro. Right, Casey?
Yes, sir.
Yes, he's behind the scenes. Look at there's so much. It's
dope,
really
bro.
thorough.
Yeah.
And we've worked hard on this, and we're gonna continue working hard on this. And we have names that we're talking to that you're gonna say, wow, there's people that have read it, like big names that we've been told no by. We've been known by a couple of A-listers. It's been on their lap and they told us no.
Yeah.
Only because, you know, budget. It's just powerful. This is something that, you know, and the Seed and Spark allows the people.
What is Seed and Spark, bro?
It's like a Kickstarter for filmmakers, right?
Okay, so it's kind of like a website that you can promote this and advocate for it to generate money.
Yeah.
And they get a percentage, obviously, right?
They get shout outs, they get incentives, you know, they can show up to set. And depending on the donation, there's different tiers. They can either be like you said, executive producers, where you have your director's chair and your monitors, and you can be behind the scenes. You can be part of the production meetings. Usually, we have table reads with the writers, producer, director, cast. They can be involved with that to listen in on how we, you know, go through the script together, make any changes. One-on-ones with the cast to ask any questions. So that's their perk. So as far as percentages, we're not making a profit off this. This is a proof of concept to get us into making this a feature film.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what if you
like to get into like Sundance and all these different
American film market, all that?
Yeah.
Because if you watch that, and that's just a sizzler reel that we put together to kind of try to capture it.
Spark the interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you see that, I promise you're going to be moved by it. You're going to say, wow, it's powerful. Now, just imagine like a trailer.
Yeah.
And you put it in Sundance. There's a movie called Sing Sing 2 that was really successful.
I've seen it.
You have?
Yeah. It's like the Iraqi kid or something.
No,
like
no.
that.
Oh, no. I know which one you're talking about.
No, what are you talking about?
Sing Sing is the one where it's a prison program where they brought theater into the prison in New York, and theater was what ultimately changed the guys. This shows the journey of a person who, you know, a kid that came up in drugs, got a life sentence, went through the system, became addicted, got stabbed. All those highlights are in the story. There's a cold riot scene. I get stabbed in there. It deals with the addiction, the death of the grandmother, all the arc of it to joining the dog program, what happens in the dog program.
What an unbelievable like piece of art to put out there, because obviously to recreate these scenes, bro, obviously, you know, they got your lead on that to give you the actual and the factual, right? As close as possible. I mean, there's really a lot involved in this, right? Prison riots, you know.
There's so many. I mean, I'm learning as I go. Like, you know, and Raul is the director. What I'm learning too is directors. You know, I've only got a chance to maybe meet a few. They're a different breed of human being. You just have to be. Sort of like you're the director of this show. You have to be on top of everything at all times. And
well, when I was getting out of prison, my dream job was to be a writer, bro, on like say maybe comedy or maybe movie or something like that. Like I didn't like, you know, I wasn't looking to be in front of the camera. I said, you know what? I have a great imagination. I have had great experiences, you know, trauma, trial, era, you know what I mean? Bad times, good times, you know, that I felt like I could be a really good asset to, in a collaborative space, right? You know what I mean? Where there's other dudes that are outside of my realm and have other qualities, expertise that can take my ideas and turn it into something great, you know, like that's something I always wanted to do. But luckily I got into this podcast lane and we are killing the game. We got 6.5 million in the last 28 days across the channel. That's big dog shit right there. You know what I mean? Don't play with it for a mom and pop podcast. I'll call it that. You know what I mean? Support your local podcast, baby. We right here in the East Los. Don't play with it. I'm you know, anyways, enough about, you know, I just love the whole movie and everything what you guys are doing,
what,
bro.
what keeps coming, it's a prison film. It has all like the gritty, hard stuff. We even pitched it one time to sort of like it was like a Christian-based company. They put out films like that, and they said we love it, but it's a little bit too gritty for our content. And I remember we kind of were like, okay, we're good. We're in a good space. But if you're talking about prison genre, while it does have all that, remember Shawshank Redemption? I think it's like the next Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, that's a great movie. You ever seen the movie Shot Caller?
We did, yeah.
That's a good movie, right? They were like, he was a corporate dude, you know, and then he got caught up, and then he ended up like, bro,
in the shoe, and
like this, bro. Prison movies are the best if you do it right.
This one is being done right because it's not like, you know, just the corny, the stabbings and all. Everything, there's a meaning and an intention behind everything. You're gonna see the journey of a kid to a man, and you're gonna see yourself in it. There's something for everybody. That's the great part about it. Like, you're gonna be able to connect with it. And the streets, the people. If you have people that have been in prison, if you suffer with addiction, like this is our movie. This is what we need. The world needs this right now. Like, it's perfect for society.
Classic Hank, fuck you, and thank you very much for the donation you're about to make right now, Classic Hank. I know you, bro. Make a fucking donation. He said the Jew and Lucky wants to own the rights to their movie.
Some guy right now is like, this fool's begging for money. I'm like, damn.
No, these are the Goonies, baby. They're going to tell you how they really feel, you know what I mean? And they really feel like that. But at the same time, they're going to find it in their amazing heart that God blessed them with, and they're going to donate something, you know what I mean? And I don't give a fuck if you saw 26,000 up there on that other thing. We show the power of this platform right here, this community, the Goonies, baby. You know what I mean? Southern California, and worldwide, baby, because I got dudes tapping it from other countries. Show the power of the platform. Donate to that motherfucking Venmo that's up right there, and let them know that we are here and we support what my dog is doing right here. He been through too much, you know what I mean? And he got ripped off of that motherfucking 100K too, you know what I mean? So shit. I mean, if you had the 100K, what do you think you would have spent that on?
The first thing I was gonna do, I did an audiobook. I put out an audiobook. I just, about my time in the dog program.
Yeah.
I was gonna use that the first thing I want to do was make it a hardback book and, you know, try to get it into some markets and stuff like that. But I had intentions to do nothing but good work with that.
You're driving a 2006 Dodge Durango right now, you know what I mean, which is a killer on gas. My cousin, Mr. One Free Shot, used to have one of those. They're tough though, bro. They roll. They tough. They feel good. Like, man, but if you would have got that money, what kind of car you think you'd be driving?
I'm not sure. Probably something. All those words used: economical, affordable.
Yeah, for sure. You not went too way out.
Yeah, I'm not trying to. I'm just. My goal, I'm trying to make an impact in the world, and I'm trying to be useful. I didn't go through all this for no reason. I want to try to be useful in the world, I don't know how much time I have left. I lost all my, 20s and 30s and chunks of my 40s and teens, and it's go time now, baby. In the words of Lucky Sun Tzu,
it's go time.
It's go time, baby.
Go time is a great time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, you gotta always be going. I'll be going in my sleep sometimes that I can't even sleep because my brain is still going, bro. My biggest thing that I have going on with me is I have a hard time sleeping because my brain don't stop. Same, right?
Same.
Yeah.
It's hard to wind down. My biggest struggle for some reason has been waking up.
Yeah, because if it's hard to wind down, then it's hard to wake up, bro. Because once you go to sleep, you're like, shit, I need everything I can get right now.
I need every last second.
Yeah, bro. Sleep is so important, brother. I mean, do you take any supplements or anything like that?
No, sometimes, I take, in terms of vitamins like omega-3, B12, I take those every day, my dailies.
Yeah.
Drink my gallon of water. But as far as that, no. I was taking, for a little while, that melatonin and stuff, but...
It gives you a hangover sometimes.
Yeah,
bro.
if you overdo it or something like that. But Muay Thai drains me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it drains me by the end of the day anyway. So, and then the training and the exercise you got to do just to maintain your, your conditioning and cardio and all that.
Let's open up phone lines. Let's do phone lines. You guys ready for phone lines? You guys got time for phone lines? Let's do phone lines. Yeah, I promise you guys phone lines. Casey, look at my dog Casey. Already up on it, man. That's why I pay him that motherfucking journeyman wage, man. Why do I keep on talking about what I pay this guy right here? You know what I mean? He's a fucking very important asset of Hood Stocks. You know what I mean? I love the dude. I appreciate him. You know what I mean? He's going bald badly at 32 years old.
It's all right.
Bro. Hey, shout out to
all right, dog.
Oh, you got a little up there right there. Look at that shit, bro. You can see that shadow where the baloney patches be coming to say, hey, I own you. Oh, you got little baby fats right there. You don't even got an airline, bro. Poor dude, bro.
They say it starts with the driveways
Put
and
a
then the whole
tattoo up
parking
there,
lot.
bro. Put a tattoo up there, dog. Would you put a tattoo? Look at that shit. That shit looks like my balls when I shave them. You know what I mean? Straight up. You know what I mean? That fool he looked like my left nut right there. Oh. You're on this shit now. Let me put this hat back on before you fools start clowning me. We got phone lines on? Okay, we got phone lines on. Let's go. Phone lines are on. Feel free to call through. And so, man, you guys are at a very exciting stage in this movie process.
We're literally like one move away from like feature film. Like the goal is to put across the country. Yeah, why not? Why limit it? For what reason? The message is too powerful. This message cannot just be limited to something small. This is a moment where you have to go big. And we feel it. We feel the momentum. I've never felt an energy like this, like a drive and a passion and a purpose and a meaning. Like I feel this is going to impact people in a major, major way. Major way.
And we need those movies too. And Raul, back to you, bro. The movie game has changed in a sense. Like a lot of independent, people are shopping Netflix, Hulu, Prime. There is a lot of options for independent filmmakers like yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually it's dry out there though. It's the industry never recovered from the pandemic. And then we had the strike that was like 6-7 months. People are, bankruptcy and people are retiring early, moving out of California. The industry is going overseas, going to Canada. There's a lot of productions in Canada. That's mainly what I do. I work in the camera department in the union, local 600, and
shut up.
Yeah, and it's slow. I'm doing some other work on the side that's it's paying the bills. But yeah, the industry.
Male prostitution.
Donate. I'll see you tonight.
Larry, I'll see you tonight. Is that what you said?
I said donate. I'll see you tonight.
If you donate, I might be up for it. Like, help us reach our market.
Me.
Yeah, exactly. So it has changed, but because of that, it's the studios are only paying. That's why you see so many reboots, Jurassic Parks and Jaws.
Yeah, man.
Naked Gun episode 556.
Yeah, they're not really.
The movies ain't the same, bro.
It's not.
It's not the same.
Movies today are trash.
Yeah,
bro. Let me get this phone call right here, Houston, Texas. Let's go right here. Hey, you're on Hood Stocks. Talk to us.
We got tired of hearing that goddamn voicemail, man. Hey, dog.
What's up, my boy? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Damn, is he blasting?
Hey,
He's from Houston?
I'm in Houston, bro. 45 in Edgebrook, baby.
Hey.
What's up, my G? Talk to us, brother.
Man, dog, lucky I'm just want to holler at you, man. Tell bro, of course we can make it out here, dog.
Yes, sir.
Of course we can make it out here, bro. Tell bro, of course we can make it out here.
Absolutely.
I go to work, motherfucking 40 hours a week, sometimes overtime. We can make it out here, bro. That's all I want to tell y'all.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. 40 hours a week. I know you good for $5, dog.
Hey, dog, where you want me to send it at, dog?
It's right there in the Venmo, my boy. I appreciate that.
LIFER.
We'll put the Venmo back up and shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate
you. Don't have Cash App, bro?
Nah.
You can send it to me, bro, and I can forward it to him, bro.
Yeah,
it's Hood Stocks. It's money sign Hood Stocks. If you guys have Cash App and want to send it to me, it's money sign Hood Stocks, and I'll forward it to the bro right there. Make sure you just put Lonely on it.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, thank you,
brother.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Thank you.
Hey, you're on Hood Stocks. Talk to us.
Hello.
Yeah, you're
What's up,
live,
bro?
baby. What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Player Flocks right here, dog. I know Brian, homie. I grew up with him, dog, back in the day.
Okay, what's up? Where do I know you from? Flocks? Player Flocks.
Larry, dog. It's Larry, homie.
Larry?
What's up, bro?
Larry, dog? From Culver City?
Yeah.
Oh,
What's up, big
wow.
dog?
Wow. So,
Hey,
that's family right
much
there.
love for you, dog.
Yeah, like
we go way back, dog.
Man, that's crazy.
Just want to say what's up to you, dog.
I
Hey,
send my
good,
love to moms,
you know?
too.
Yeah, my mom's right here. She said, hey, she said hi to you right here.
Say, hi, Thea. I love you. Dang, that's my Thea Birdie right there. Wow.
Yeah, God bless you, bro.
God bless you too, brother.
Bigger things, move on to bigger things, bro. I love you, dog.
Love you too, bro.
You've been through a lot, bro. You've been through a lot. I want to say what's up to Hood Stocks and all the homies over there, dog. And I don't know about Casey, homie. Hey, Casey,
that's the boy, Larry. That's the homie.
Kind of booty, homes, but that's all right, homes. I don't discriminate, homes. I don't want to get canceled, homes, on the fucking thing.
Send him a toupee, bro. He's taking all. He's trying to get himself a good toupee, bro.
Hey, Brian. Hey, we go back to the '90s. I'm gonna do the Macho Man. Oh yeah, brother. The Macho Man. Check this out, brother. Too cold to hold. Too hot to handle.
That's how far back.
Up, brother.
That's how far we back. We should do the wrestling with him.
Yeah, Hulkster's with me right now, brother.
Bro.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you might be touching yourself while you're doing this, bro.
He's locked in.
Radio, brother. Radio. Southside spread, brother. Oh yeah.
Let me know when you're ready. You're done.
Hey, you guys have a good night.
All right,
Larry, bro.
Hey, I always watch your show.
Appreciate
hey,
you,
Brian,
though.
what's up, brother?
That's right, bro.
Yeah. Hey, we got Validated Streetwear, the homie right there, said, I'm a former actor and I'll come out of retirement for this film when the auditions come. And I guess you got to go to the
Seed and Spark.
Seed and Spark, and you could put $75 and get that extra.
Yeah, or hit me up on my Instagram too. We have a LIFER page. I'm at Free Bliss. And we also have a LIFER page on our Instagram.
Yeah.
So, we're getting messages there. And, yeah, reach out to us for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, the Instagram is LIFER.movie.
Yeah.
LIFER.movie.
And we're... And we're...
That fool said I play a professional cell soldier.
Hey, we're going to need some of those probably. We might need those.
I'll fuck your mom, bitch.
Yeah, walking down the hallway. When this door opens.
Yeah, bro. When this door opens, I'm going to fuck you. And take your pretzels. I'll say, what else we got right here? They used to fly signs together. Anyone else want to call in? Feel free to call in. I know there's a lot of calls during the homie doing his impression of fucking Macho Man, Randy Savage. Lucky will play a smoke dog in the movie. Fucking Smokey, is that you over there? That motherfucker smoked that PCP and had him tripping. I want to thank everybody for tapping in this evening. Truly a blessing having you guys aboard and just, supporting this homie right here, supporting Hood Stocks, still showing up to our little powwows that we have from time to time. And I just want to thank you, brother, for your greatness and what you give to this world now, you're kind of like the silver lining of what you've been through, the good that can come from such horrible situation overall, right?
Yeah.
You know, you're really doing it, bro. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you inspire a lot of other brothers that have been out, you know, and they can potentially accomplish what you're accomplishing, you know, greatness, you know. And you know, and you're not selfish about it either, because obviously you're trying to utilize your experience for the better of the world.
The pro board asked me, how do you live psychologically with the fact that you were involved in taking someone's life? And the only way that I can do that is to not let it be in vain, not let that victim's life go in vain, not let, like, how am I going to go through all this suffering, all these nightmares, live this tragedy, inflict tragedy on other people and just let it go? There's something you got to do with it. I've been writing. I've always been writing. God introduced me to Raul Perez, and it's a movie. That was the plan. I never imagined, and I never imagined how big it's going to be. It's just going to be huge. Like, I have no doubt about it. When you have a story that's so strong, so powerful, that has all the elements, this thing's out of here. We're one move away from this thing going
fucking haywire.
Yeah.
Hey, you're on Hood Stocks. Talk to us.
Hey, what's up? Just wanted to say what's up to you, Lux, and also to Brian. My name's Noé. I follow you on Instagram, Echo Breathwork, brother. So,
okay. Good dude.
Just wanted to say, you know, you don't know how much. Well, I know you know, but it means so much to a lot of people in the community. I grew up in the San Fernando Valley in the city of Van Nuys, and like, even for myself, like, my dad, like, my parents were there, but my dad fell into alcoholism. You know, got a DUI. We were in the car. He was gone. He was in jail, almost got deported. My mom fell into depression, and it was just me and my sister, you know. So now it's like, what do I do? Like, who do I go and find, you know, friendship, mentors, anything like that? You know, we're growing up in an environment where we think that that's the life, and there's more than that. There's a whole system that we could go to school, like, anything is possible. You know what I mean? And yeah, I just wanted to say that, and much love, bro, and keep pushing. I'm gonna be sharing everything I can. I'm gonna be supporting 100%.
Thank you, bro. Echo Breathwork. He's really great for us on the internet too. He puts a lot of good positive vibes out there. I appreciate you, bro. It's good to hear your voice finally. We message all the time.
Yeah. Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, bro. All right, you guys have a good night.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Have a blessed night.
Thank you.
You as well. I want everybody to give it up for the homie right here, Lonely Baby. Another one for the books. Hood Stocks and Alumni. Don't play with it. And so once again, how can people? Oh, I got an extra half for you, baby.
For the
the collection. That's my favorite one right there.
I got the shirts too. Look at that.
I got some more. I got some stuff coming in. What size you wear? 2X, 1X?
I can do a 2 and 1X.
Okay, I got you, bro. I got some shit I'm picking up tomorrow, so make sure I take care of you, brother. I got
Thank you, bro.
And I appreciate you, and I got to take care of you. Thank you so much, bro. Keep up the good work, man.
Yeah, always, Lux. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
I love, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate you just staying tapped in, and you know we forever will support each other. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Keep it moving, man. I love what you're doing. Raul Perez, shout out to you, bro.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this has been it. Hey, Ed Cal 1, that's my dog right there. It's a OG Hood Stocks artist. All the OG logos are from Ed Cal 1. He's a great podcast. And Ed Cal 1, sometimes when it's not a great podcast, he'll get at me one-on-one in the text or phone call, and we'll talk about it. You know what I mean? He's a real one, though, dog. You know what I mean? I love the brother right there. And High Powder Fitness, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up already,
Please.
bro. You fucking dumb motherfucker.
Please, bro.
Anybody that's got High Powder Fitness, bro, you know his butt cheeks are just fucking glazed. Donut shop, you know what I mean? Open 24/7, you know what I mean? Anytime, come glaze this Powder Fitness donut, you know what I mean? You've been talking a lot of shit. I just wanted to give you a little shine, bro. You know what I mean? You deserve it. Yeah, man. I think we good, huh? We good right here? Anything else we want to shout out? Once again, the links, how people can support.
Yeah, just Seed and Spark. Go there, check it out. Even if you don't have a donation, just go check it out, support it, see what you think. Send us a message. We're on Instagram. We're
Yeah,
gonna
it's,
do this, and we want you guys to be a part of it. Shout out to Keenan Lewis again. He's fighting on the 30th. That's my coach. Great coach, fighting out of Saxon Academy. It's gonna be my first fight too.
You're really gonna get in the ring?
No, I'm not gonna get in the ring.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna watch it.
Your coaches.
Yeah, unless
first fight to watch.
unless he says, jump in, do the Conor McGregor thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But at some point, it is my goal. I definitely do want to fight. That is my goal.
Yeah.
I want to train. I want to fight. Do some amateur fights, and hopefully someday I would love to fight a correctional officer, like an exhibition.
Yeah.
Type thing. I don't know, for some good charities or good something.
Sometimes they do. They've done fights like that.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that on YouTube before. Yeah. I think that would be dope. But yeah.
So you stopped. It's Seed and Spark LIFER. I think you just said Seed and Spark, but it's Seed and Spark LIFER. That's the donation page.
There it is.
Yeah, with the videos and the links and everything.
And once again, shout out to all the Goonies, man. Tapped in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to you guys, man. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Shout out to the Looney, Hawaiian Gardens. Shout out to Pepita, fucking Hipsterville,
What's that? What's
Hello, fuck you, throw me on this shit. We love you guys, and we will see you Sunday night.
Yeah.
Brian Lonely James, thank you so much, brother.
Always love.
Blessing the platform, baby.
Love you, brother.
Solid, bro. Good shit, like always. Raul Perez, keep up the greatness any way we can support. Reach out to homie reach out to me, and we do what we do, baby. You know what I mean?